You choose your own course, set your own pace. We get that. And our community succeeds when we work together. At People's Credit Union, we've been about people helping people since we first opened our doors in 1922. That's what credit unions do. We serve our members and our communities. And that drives our every action, every single day. That means building strong ties and doing what's right for our community. Because at People's, you're more than just a member. You belong here and always will.
After a lot of rain and no Gulls baseball for the past 5 days, baseball returns to the city by the sea. Hi, everybody. Zach Letson getting you set for Newport and Bristol, part number 4. The Gulls have won each of the first 3 matchups between these two, including the last time Newport played. That was back on Wednesday, a dominant performance for Newport. 14 hits from the bats on one side, a shutout performance on the bump for the other. Can Newport bring that same energy tonight? We'll find out at 6:35, but first the Gulls pregame show starts right now.
Doctors at University Orthopedics have been caring for the people of Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts for more than 40 years. With the Warren Alpert Medical School of Brown University, we train the next generation of orthopedic surgeons. We've built state-of-the-art facilities from Westerly to Mansfield. At our East Bay Surgery Center, we've performed thousands of surgeries, including same-day total joint replacements. We've grown through the years, but our goal has always been to get you and your next generation back to doing what you love to do. The best orthopedic care anywhere is right here.
Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's time for Gulls Insider. Zach Letson joined alongside the marketing coordinator for the Newport Gulls, Kyle Dennis. Kyle, tell the audience a little bit about the role that you do with the Gulls this summer.
So yeah, I'm the marketing coordinator intern here for the Gulls. I mainly work with our sponsors as a nonprofit where our main revenue is all the sponsors, and a lot of them are around local area. So I go out, give the care packages, the schedule, stuff like that. Kind of build relationships with the local community. And on game days, I help run the on-field games, which are also sponsored by our sponsors. So it kind of correlates with that. So yeah, those are kind of my roles here.
Well, I know this isn't your first go-round at Cardines Field. You were here last summer, a time when a lot of guys were sitting out with the pandemic. You were able to be here last year in the Newport Collegiate Baseball League. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, so during the regular year, I play baseball for UMass Dartmouth, and like a lot of baseball players, I had stuff lined up for the summer, and like you said, Zach, none of that was possible. So I had a couple kids that reached out to me saying, "Hey, did you hear about this Newport League that they're putting together? It's the guys that run the Gulls." So yeah, I looked into it, and I was fortunate enough to get a spot, and yeah, that was awesome. It was. Played like I said, I'm from D3. We were playing D2, D3 guys, so it was a good experience to get out there and play some good competition in a season that was cut short for myself and a lot of other guys. And we were able to get out there before our fall season, and yeah, so it was a great opportunity. I met some great guys from D3, D2, D1, and it definitely made me a better baseball player.
Yeah, so that was last summer. Now Newport Gulls baseball back in 2021. What made you want to come back here to Cardines and work for the Gulls?
Yeah, so last summer I obviously Mike Falcone was the guy who kind of put that together. Great job, and yeah, so I saw me being a senior this upcoming year, always looking for internships, and I see that they had a couple, and I kind of recognized that during last summer we had a couple interns. So. Yeah, I wanted something to do with baseball and sports, and I thought that would be a great opportunity. It gets my marketing aspect in while being around baseball, which are the two best things that can happen in my kind of field. That's where I want to go. So yeah, baseball and marketing. That's exactly where I want to go. So this opportunity was I thought would fit best for me. So.
All right, sounds like you're a great fit with the Gulls, Kyle. Thanks for the time. The pregame show will continue right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Take control of your financial future. Build a secure retirement, a college fund, maybe that perfect home. First Command has been coaching people since 1958. An advisor is ready to work with you on your journey today. Call Juan Garcia, a First Command advisor, at 401-846-9842 today if you're ready to get started with a complimentary financial plan.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm here alongside left-handed pitcher Jack Aldrich. And Jack, starting out, I want to ask you, You have a familiar face here on the team with you and your brother Chris, who pitched at UCLA this spring. What does it mean to you to be able to have Chris as a teammate this summer?
All right, so me and Chris actually were teammates for 1 year in high school. But then once I left high school and he switched high schools, I didn't think we'd ever be on the same team again. So it is pretty cool. I will say it's weird though, because like people are getting our names mixed up and stuff. So like there's those types of little things, but it's all about having a brother on a team. Like I just enjoy it every day. It's awesome.
That's excellent. I know you pitched 1 season at Santa Barbara City College before transferring to Tulane. And over 2 years at Tulane, you have been fantastic with a 3.35 ERA and 18 starts. How were you able to make that transition from kind of a lower level of competition to a higher level so easily?
Yeah, I knew that when I moved from JUCO into Division I that I was going to have to make a lot of improvements. Specifically, I wanted to just be a better pitcher in terms of like being a strike thrower. I think that's part of my game, and I really had to enhance that. I knew that I also had to add pitches and be able to throw multiple pitches for strikes. So I couldn't just rely on like 1 or 2 pitches, on a given day. But yeah, that's pretty much just those 2 things: just balancing, be able to throw certain pitches for strikes, and maybe in backwards counts too, and then also just being a strike thrower consistently. So just building the consistency with throwing strikes.
That's great, and we went from being arguably the ace of the Tulane staff this season, and now you're on a ball club with a lot of other good arms too. What have you learned from your teammates thus far that you can translate to even further success down the road?
Yeah, I think one of the big things that a lot of guys do well is when they know they're throwing that day, they're very focused from the get-go as soon as they step onto the field. Especially starters, we have to be very focused like hours before. We can't be joking around, like, you got to be ready. So I think everyone has like their process, and if you stick to it, then good things will happen. So I've just learned to always stick to my process, know what my process is, and then just execute.
And you've executed thus far. You've only given up 2 runs through 9 innings. However, I will say you haven't had quite the same swing and miss stuff that you showcased at Tulane. You've given up 11 hits to just 8 strikeouts. What can you do moving forward to kind of get back to that swing and miss stuff?
Yeah, I think I'm finding myself behind in counts a little bit too much. I think first pitch strikes is huge for me too. When I find myself throwing first pitch strikes and getting ahead in the count early, then I get a lot more strikeouts because it puts a lot more pressure on the hitter. So I think just doing that moving forward is going to help me get more strikeouts, swing and misses, but also just less strong contact.
All right, well, thank you so much, Jack. I appreciate you taking time.
Thank you.
That was Jack Aldrich. The pregame show continues next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
And welcome back to the NECBL Broadcast Network pregame show. I'm John Perrick, and I'm joined alongside with Chuck Pava today. Well, Chuck, as people can tell, wearing a Star Wars suit, it's Star Wars night. What can fans expect as they show up to the park tonight?
Well, I guess a lot of fun. This galactic war that you've started here at Cardines Field is going to be pretty exciting tonight. So we'll see all the cast of characters out trying to, get rid of the dark side, I guess.
And Wednesday night, it's going to be Irish Heritage Night. Can you just talk about the Newport Gulls relationship just with Irish heritage in general?
Yeah, I think it starts. Naturally, Newport has a lot of Irish heritage just by nature. And we've had a relationship with the Irish because they have been coming to our games for such a long time and supporting the Gulls. So, and I've gone to Ireland with a lot of those guys. So it's pretty special. We have a strong relationship, as does Newport with Ireland.
And Chuck, as the saying goes, the season doesn't start until July. Well, here we are. Is there one area that you think the Newport Gulls need to improve on in order to make this a memorable month?
Well, we're playing well, and we're starting to really come together. So I think there's nothing specific other than continue to move in the right direction as a group. And they're starting to do that. They're starting to figure out their roles individually, pitching-wise. So it is coming together, and I think it's going to bode well for July. I've always said, to your point, June is like spring training, and July is your season. So we have a good group of kids, and I think we're going to be fine. Yeah.
And finally, now less than 2 weeks away until the All-Star game here in Newport. From an operation standpoint, how are you guys preparing for the event?
Well, we meet regularly in the offices to review game strategy or game planning, event planning, prepare for the food, and all the other things required. We've done this enough times now, so we have a good template to do this, and we just try to improve on it every time we do this.
Well, Chuck, thank you very much for your time today. And the NECBL Broadcast Network pregame show continues next.
It's the Coaches Report. Zach Letson joined alongside the pitching coach for the Newport Gulls, Greg Zackerson, before Newport takes on Bristol here tonight. Coach, it was Kellen Tulio that got the start for Newport in their last game against Bristol, and he's been on a roll in his last 2 starts. 3 hits, just 1 run, and 19 strikeouts. What have you liked from him, and what's worked for him, do you think?
Well, what I like are the strikeouts. 1 hit, I mean, who doesn't like that? The big part is he's not walking guys. When he showed up right away, he was kind of a little bit all over the place. Now that he's throwing strikes, the curveball is an absolute legitimate pitch. And he throws hard enough that he keeps guys off balance. And when he's in the strike zone, he's really good.
Well, a much longer break than I think anyone was expecting. Newport has not played since Wednesday, rainouts on Thursday and Friday. How does that affect strategy with now maybe a longer list of arms that you have available at your disposal?
Well, it actually helps with the bullpen. So now everybody's hot. There's no one now that has a shoulder injury or some tightness we got to give a couple of days off to. Now everybody's ready to go. The actual strategy part is lining up the starting pitchers with teams they've already faced twice. So actually we're kind of switching things up so that, for example, Brandon Garcia doesn't see Mystic for the 3rd time. So that's kind of been the strategy of just kind of mixing and matching now that everybody is fresh. How do we line it up for this next 5 games until we're off on Sunday?
Well, the Gulls are 3-0 against the Blues this year and have a team ERA of 1.33. That's as good as Newport has against any team. How do you keep that going here in the 4th match between these two?
Throw strikes. I mean, our guys all have good stuff. Throwing strikes. The defense needs to just make routine plays. I bet we've allowed more than 1.3 runs a game because the defense has been given a little bit. So pitching-wise, we just got to keep guys off base. Let them earn everything. Put the ball over the plate. It's wood bats. See if they can earn a couple runs. And if they do, we'll tip their hat, but we're hoping we score more than them.
All right, Coach. Good luck. Thanks for the time. All right, pregame show continues right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's time for the Broadcasters Roundtable. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Bristol Blues, Scott Gladstone, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros. And Scott, I'll start with you. It's been the story for Bristol the whole year, and last night another tough one, losing 9-8 to Valley.
Yeah, I mean, there was something that the voice of the Valley Blue Sox last night, Cal Friedman, said about the Blue Sox. He said they just keep finding ways to win. On the opposite side, the Bristol Blues keep finding ways to lose. And up 1 going into the top of the 9th, and it was a 6 walk that were able to put the Valley Blue Sox ahead. The Blue Sox put 3 balls into the field of play, and all 3 were outs. The problem is those walks and the strike zone just strength for the Bristol Blues pitchers. And yeah, it's been kind of that story. But the thing is the Blues are just kind of happy to turn the page to the next day. That's what it is, and there have been bright spots here and there, but it just needs to be a game with multiple bright spots, and we really haven't got a lot of those, and so that's the big thing for Bristol. But I mean, it's been tough sledding, and last night was more evidence of that.
Well, the last time Bristol was here was the last time Newport was here, an 8-0 loss for the Blues. A game not quite as close as the game last night for Bristol. What went wrong, and what do you think needs to change for Bristol to try to bounce back tonight?
Enjoy the music of some of the world's greatest established and emerging artists, including Tomasi Wilson, Ambra Day, Trombone Shorty and Orleans Avenue, Mavis Staples, Robert Glasper, Ladisi singing the songs of Nina Simone, and more. Don't miss the concert event of the summer, the Newport Jazz.
It's been kind of a late surge from the last couple games for the Bristol Blues, both in the 6th inning against Ocean State the next day after they played Newport last week, and yesterday Sunday. It was surges by the Bristol Blues offense. 6 runs in the bottom of the 6th yesterday, and then against Ocean State it was 5 runs in the top of the 6th against the Waves. So the Bristol Blues, I think for them it's just getting out of the gates a little bit earlier. Don't let the starting pitcher shut you down for 5 innings before you decide to play. And that's what's got to be tonight. The Bristol Blues have to compete for all 9 innings. And like I said, there's been bright spots here and there. You gotta be consistent for 9 innings if you want to win games in this league.
Well, Ryan, we touched on it a little bit. This is a Gulls team that hasn't taken the field since Wednesday, but when they did, it was a positive outcome for the Gulls a week ago.
Well, absolutely, and Scott mentioned the shutout of the Blues last week. The Gulls had a +8 run differential in their 3 games played. That was 18 runs to just 10 runs for opposing teams. So they got to keep that going, obviously, if they want to continue their success.
And you mentioned it, an 8-0 win against Bristol, a team that Newport has really done a great job against this season, 3-0. How do they continue that and try to get a 4th win tonight?
Well, a big key for Newport is the bullpen, which has struggled over the past few weeks, really. They had a great outing last week, 9 innings for the bullpen, just 2 runs, and some fantastic performances from Daniel Caldwell, Logan Wood, Liam Levangie, for a few names. So if those guys keep shoving out of the pen, that'll be great news for the Gulls.
All right, that'll do it for us down here. Gulls and Blues coming up shortly. Pre-game show continues next on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Gulls pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. It's Gulls Eye View. Zach Letson joined alongside the catcher and 2-time goal here, Peter Ceruto. Peter, I think you like this place a lot. You're hitting .458 at home. That's the best on the team. What do you enjoy about playing here at Cardines?
I mean, it's one of the most interesting ballparks, I think, in the country. And you look at center field, it kind of dives in. The gaps play big. It's just kind of weird. But I think as an experienced guy, I've learned about the park, where the balls fall in. And I think I've kind of used that towards my advantage. And some of it's straight up luck, not going to lie to you. But I love hitting here in front of the fans here, and they're really supportive.
Well, you played a big part on that team in 2019, a 27-win team, a lot of fun, made an exciting run in the postseason. This team's pretty good, too. What's different about being on the Gulls this time around?
Yeah, well, I mean, both like you said, really talented teams. We won a lot in 2019. We're winning a lot now. I think, that team was obviously very talented. We had really good pitching. But I think this offense really just hits 1 through 9. We pass the bat along. There's not really a weak link in the lineup. I think, in 2019, it was a top-heavy lineup where, wow, one kid's up. We got to pitch around this guy. In this lineup, there's not really a guy you can really pitch around because all 9 guys can really swing it.
Well, you're someone that's very used to playing summer ball. Of course, here, 2 seasons with the Gulls. You also played in the Northwoods a summer ago. What do you like about playing summer ball versus the college season?
Well, they're completely different. I mean, you got a wood bat in your hand. You're on your own. You're away from home, for most people's situations. And, I love it personally because, A, I'm in Newport, awesome, destination. And the people I'm surrounded with here are awesome. Not just talking about my teammates, Chuck, Coach Winterode, Coach Zagerson, Coach Regan. Everybody kind of just creates a really good environment. And, I think it's good for all of us to just kind of learn, develop, and just have fun with day in, day out.
Well, this is a team in the Bristol Blues. You guys have had their number this season. 3-0 this year, including a big 8-0 win the last time Newport was here. How do you continue that and get a 4th win against these guys?
Well, we're not really concerned who we're going up against. We're kind of concerned about ourselves. So I think going in with that mentality, it's not like, okay, we're playing Bristol tonight. We're going at it every day. We're 0-0. Every day we're going to give it our best and kind of, go for a tough 9 innings. And we're a tough team to beat, especially here at Cardines.
All right, Peter. Well, thanks for the time and good luck tonight. All right. Pre-game show continues here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Once again, here is Zach Letson and the Newport Gulls broadcast team.
Well, let's do it again, shall we? The Gulls and the Blues back at it here at Cardines Field. And with that, we welcome you to some Monday Night Baseball here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Bristol Blues, Scott Gladstone, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros. And Newport out of baseball for 5 days with a couple rainouts. And the last time they didn't play was against this Bristol team, and it was all goals from the start.
Yeah, and the Blues are very happy that they were able to get some games in between, kind of a suspended game that got suspended by a little bit of a monsoon over in South Kingston against the Ocean State Waves. And both of their performances since that game, which you mentioned, was all goals, were really redeeming in a lot of ways. They were both comebacks where they came out kind of like they came out against Newport, which is completely flat. The thing is against Newport, they stay flat the entire game. Against the Ocean State Waves, they came out flat, then they rallied for 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, able to equalize that game at 7 apiece. And then yesterday against a very good Valley Blue Sox team, they rallied, they took the lead, they held the lead until the top of the 9th, and that's when things went kind of off the wire. But the past 2 games have been more confidence-inducing than the game back here at Gardines last Wednesday was. We'll see. There's some interesting choices in the lineup today from Coach Ronnie Palmer, so we'll see if the mix-up can make things right, and if the Bristol Blues can be the Newport Gulls for the first time ever.
So, of course, this is the first year that these two played, as Scott said, with Bristol in the NECBL for the first time, movers from the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. And Orion, when you look at this Gulls team, we're really playing good baseball. A win over the Sharks and a win over Bristol before this long hiatus.
Yeah, it was a short week for Newport last week. You mentioned in only 3 games, but some positive trends for the Gulls this past week. Kenny Oyama, to name one, 461 over the 3-game stretch with a 563 on base. He was hitting 200 at the start of last week. He's now hitting 279, I believe. So good news for Oyama. And look at the bullpen. A 2 ERA over a 9-game stretch. That bullpen had over a 7 ERA the week prior, so it's great news for the bullpen to see that pitching out of the bullpen be a lot better.
Yeah, you talk about Oyama. Really had the moment of the week with his first home run of his collegiate career coming on Tuesday against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. Newport wins that game, and then they won the game Wednesday in style over Bristol by a score of 8-0. It was Kellen Tullio that started that game for the Gulls and continued his very impressive stretch, going 5 shutout innings, allowing just 2 hits and no runs for a Newport team and a pitching staff that's really done a good job with just 2 earned runs given up in the last 15 innings. If you're the Bristol Blues and an offense that has struggled to find a lot of mojo at times, how do you go about fixing that in this 4th crack that they have tonight?
Well, I mean, it is Star Wars night, so maybe I'll kind of take that and run with it. If I took a blaster and I aimed it at my foot and I fired, that's called shooting yourself in the foot, and that's exactly what the Bristol Blues have done a lot. Of course they've struggled, but it's one thing to have physical errors, to have errors when you're at bat. It's another thing to have the mental errors. Last night in the early going against Valley, they were really struggling, and they were able to come back and be able to not have some base running errors that they had in the early part of the game. Anthony Gallison got the hitting started, and then he immediately tried to turn a single into a double, got thrown out at second, and then I believe it was Christian Fedko got on base with a walk, and he immediately got picked off and thrown out. And so it's that early type errors that really have plagued the Bristol Blues, not just last night, but all season. And you go back, you take a look at moments like that, and maybe it doesn't turn around an 8-0 game that Bristol had with Newport last time, but it does win those close games where the Bristol Blues have been on the wrong side of more than the right side of.
So matchup number 4 between these two after Newport won Game 1 at Muzzy Field 6-2, Game 2 here at Gardines Field 7-5, and Game 3, the last time Newport played on Wednesday, by a score of 8-0. It's Star Wars night here at Gardines Field. Let's send it down to Director of Operations Mike Falcone for tonight's pregame ceremonies and the national anthem here at Gardines Field.
The Kylie family, the Wood family, the Aldridge family, and the Young Ladies. Give a big round of applause, guys. Now here to throw out some ceremonial first pitches from some of those families. First up, we'd like to introduce the sister of Blake Maroon, Piper. Next up, the father of right-handed pitcher Bo Broody, Bob Broody. We get the call on that one. Next up, the father of left-handed pitcher Grant Umberger, Max Umberger. Good spot. Now somebody else who is now making their home in Rhode Island. We'd like to welcome to the field Colonel Rob Tripp Raymond. He just retired from 23 years in the Air Force. He was an F-16 instructor and evaluator pilot for over 350 combat hours over Iraq and Syria. He served his country around the world on assignments and deployments in Germany, Korea, and the Middle East. We welcome the Raymond family to Rhode Island as they start the next chapter in their life and thank him for his years of service to this country. Thank you very much. That's it. And now last, the organizer of tonight's event, Kylo Ren, also known as Derek Patsos. He leads the Gulls mascot staff and is responsible for putting all this together. Here, let's give him a big round of applause. Now I'd like you to please all rise and remove your caps as the nation's colors are presented to us tonight by our mascot Gully. I'd now like to welcome to the field Heather Daphne Sue. She lives right here in Middletown and teaches theater and English at St. Raphael's in Pawtucket. She sings with the choir at St. Barnabas and performs with various community theater groups all throughout the area.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad
Thank you again to all who participated in tonight's pregame ceremony. Now let's get ready to play some baseball.
Star Wars night here at Cardines Field in game number 20 for the Newport Gulls, nearly reaching the halfway point in this, the first game in the month of July for Newport, and it comes against a team they're very familiar with. They're facing the Bristol Blues for the 4th time this year. So Scott, why don't you give us a look through the starting nine that we'll have for Bristol tonight, coming in with a record of 4-17 and that tough 8-0 loss for Bristol on Wednesday.
Austin White leads it off for the Bristol Blues. Chris Davis bats second. Chad Knight is in the 3 spot. He had 2 big clutch at-bats last night, 4 RBIs for the Duke product. Anthony Gallison will bat 4th, Tyson Cooper 5th, playing second base, and that's the first time this season in the NECBL that he'll be anywhere other than catcher. Brendan Jarigi plays first base. He bats 6th, and the bottom 3 are Nate Vigent, Tyler Keith, and Lucas Stallman. Starting pitcher is Jack Moore.
And Newport will take the field here shortly in this game number 4 between these two teams. Ryan, we mentioned very successful week for Newport, a +8 run differential before that week cut short by rain. Of course, the game against Danbury Thursday canceled to rain, and Friday against Bristol, a game that will be made up on July 19th at Muzzy Field, cut to rain. What are you looking at for this team? Because they've been perfect against Bristol this year to keep the train rolling to get a 4th win.
Well, the offense has been the name of the game for Newport thus far this season. They're leading the league, or in the top 3 in the league, in almost every offensive category that you can think of this season. Obviously, Justin Guerrera tied for the league lead in home runs, RBIs. Kenny Oyama, like we said, is surging over the past few games, batting over 400 with over a 500 on base. Up and down this lineup, Zach, and you can attest to this. This is a really deep lineup. Opposing pitchers really can't rest at any point. You're looking at the top of the order, like I said, Oyama, Brigman, Cochran. Cochran in the top 2 in the league in both runs and hits this season. So pitchers are going to have to be aware no matter where they are in this Newport lineup.
Well, Newport has taken the field for the very first time here on Monday night. Let's give you Newport's defensive alignment tonight. From left to right in the outfield, Jordan Rogers, the Michigan Wolverine, in left. Kenny Oyama, as mentioned, he's doing the leadoff inning for the Gulls and plays center. Sam Cochran is in right field. He has played in all but 1 game for Newport so far this season. Spencer Smith moves from shortstop to third base. Justin Guerrera back in the field for Newport. He was dealing with an illness on Tuesday, did not play against Martha's Vineyard, a game that Newport won 9-4, was back with the team on Wednesday and was the designated hitter. Now is back at the shortstop position. Dawson Brigman, his middle infield companion at second base, and Bryce Hewlett out of the University of Pittsburgh plays first. Peter Ceruto back behind the plate for Newport after getting the night off on Wednesday. For the pitcher, Grayson Moore, making his 4th appearance and 2nd start on the season. He has pitched an even 9 innings with 11 strikeouts and 3 walks, and even 3 ERA, 3 runs given up, and has played in 3 games on the mound and 10 at the plate for Newport. Is not in the lineup hitting-wise tonight, but will get his 2nd start here at Cardines Field.
Yeah, and Zach, we talk about one of the hottest sensations in Major League Baseball this year, Shohei Ohtani, voted into the starting lineup by the fans, and now he also was elected by the players as a pitcher this season. We got our own guy right here, 2A player Grayson Moore in the NECBL.
Well, we did see, of course, in the first game that he played this year was in the exhibition game against the Keene Swamp Bats. Started that game in left field and finished it by closing out the 8-2 win for Newport on the mound. He is pitching for the first time since making the start against the Valley Blue Sox on June the 23rd, when he went 4 innings, gave up 3 earned runs on 7 hits, 7 strikeouts. Did not get a decision in that game. It was a game that the Gulls lost 9-6. It's just their 2nd home loss of the season, as they're just about ready for baseball. First pitch, a fastball into Austin White at 6:37 p.m., 68 degrees and cloudy here at Newport in the first Gulls game in 5 days. White fouls this pitch back. Leadoff man transferring from the University of Rhode Island to Coastal Carolina, and has made a statement since arriving with Bristol, a .368 hitter. Drives this one foul. And watch out over there if you're a fan. We got a packed house here at Cardines Field. for Star Wars night. And, well, you got to be on your toes. Of course, the netting doesn't cover every seat here. 0-2 to the leadoff man. Now, White calls for time.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, Zach, about the netting not being extended all the way down the left field line. That was a huge topic in Major League Baseball in recent years, and a lot of stadiums moved the netting down the line.
As the 0-2 in there for strike three on the outside part. Got him looking. Grayson Moore, one batter and a strikeout to start the night. Strikeout number 12 for the Vanderbilt Commodore in 9 1/3 innings. Now tasked with Chris Davis. That is a name that the Newport Gulls did not see back on Wednesday, and he throws a first pitch curveball, gets in there at 73. He's got a curveball and a really nice fastball. And the Newport coaching staff says this ball is lined into right center field for a base hit. Davis has one. Now he's going for two. The throw in. Here's the tack from Guerrero. They got him. What a play in right field to gun down Davis, and there's two down.
And, you know, Scott, you mentioned in this pregame show shooting themselves in the foot, and that's exactly what the Blues have done to start off this game. That would have been a nice base runner there with just one out in the inning.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why Chris Davis tried to stretch that into double. He's one of the fastest players on this Blues squad, and you have to find the balance between making your own luck, making your own things go right, and creating runs by yourself, but just did too much there.
Gotta tip your cap to the right fielder, Sam Cochran, that time. Made a great throw, and the attack from Guerrero was a close play at second base, but in time. And here's a three-hitter, Chad Knight, out of Duke. Takes the first pitch strike, and now looks at this one. Rather swings at the first pitch and looks at this pitch upstairs. Knight playing in his 15th game, a late arrival, but has played just about every game since then. Looks at a sharp breaker. It's 1-2. Moore looking to go 1-2-3 to start us off. This pitch is fisted the other way, it goes foul. Sounded like a broken bat, I think.
Yeah, Zach, and Moore's last start, he got off to a really hot start. He was striking out batters left and right through the first 3 innings, but things kind of unraveled for him heading into the 4th inning, so it'll be interesting to see how deep they let him work into this contest.
Yeah, and I was actually wondering for Chad Knight here, because he always has that pink bat.
If he had another one?
Yeah, and he does. He does. He
answer.
Pulls another pink bat out there, because I was worried, because that pink bat, he would step up and, you know, just like Kylo Ren with the red lightsaber, would do magical things with the bat, and you know, luckily he keeps the same color here.
I'd have to say the brightest colored lightsaber of any batter tonight belongs to Knight, who found this right back in our wheelhouse. Do it again.
How long until we get a Star Wars character with a pink lightsaber, you know? I think that's, I mean, if somebody's going to do it, Disney's going to do it.
I think Chad Knight's your man for that. He taps the 1-2 foul and do it once again. Knight made his debut against the Newport Gulls and has played in all 3 of the first 3 games, hitting just 1 for 11 in that stretch. This one's fair. Hit to Smith, across the diamond they go, and in time. 1-2-3 in the top of the first. No score as Newport gets their first tax. We'll be right back on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
It is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8. Purchase a weekly subscription for $20. a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The 2021 New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Newport Gulls at historic Cardines Field on Sunday, July 18th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Visit asg21.necbl.com. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Back here at Cardines Field, no score as we go to the bottom of the first. Newport will get their first axe. So let's give you the hometown goals starting lineup. Tonight, Kenny Oyama, the man on deck. He leads things off for Newport playing center field. Dawson Brigman right behind him playing second base. Sam Cochran hits third, made a fine play in the top of this inning by making a perfect throw to gun down Davis. He hits third. Justin Guerrera back playing shortstop and hitting cleanup. Matt Wood, the South Coast Health player of the game. On Wednesday, he hits fifth and does a designated hitting tonight. Peter Cerruto will be the catcher for Newport, hitting sixth. Bryce Hewlett hits seventh and plays first base. Jordan Rogers hitting eighth, wearing number 8 and playing left field. Spencer Smith, the team leader in on-base percentage, hits in the 9th spot. Jack Moore, the man on the bump for Bristol. First pitch to Oyama. And there's out number 1.
It's unusual not seeing Oyama getting on base after the past 3 games. I mentioned this in the pregame show. Over a 500 on base for Oyama, but not in this inning.
Well, he had a lot of success. 3 for 4 night on Wednesday. 1 pitch and 1 out for Jack Moore. Didn't get a whole lot easier than that. The man out of Emory. First pitch to Dawson Brigman, hits him on the shoulder. So how about that? 1 pitch and 1 out, and the first pitch to Brigman gives Newport their first base runner of the night.
Yeah, that one does not feel good. I think it was 86 on the gun from Jack Moore. That's right about where his fastball is gonna land, in the upper 80s. D3 guy out of Emory. Emory, like a handful of D3 institutions, didn't get a full season in, only 12 games. He started 5 of those games for the Eagles. 6.23 ERA, 21 strikeouts to 6 walks for him. So he hasn't shown that much in terms of kind of reckless control there that you saw with that plunking of Brigman. But up until his last start, he was one of the best pitchers, definitely stat-wise, in the NECBL. But the Danbury Westerners were able to get to him, put 7 runs past him in just 3 innings in Muzzy.
Brigman off and running on the first pitch. He's got second easily. Throw sails into center, and he'll stay put. Oh, this is what the Newport Gulls do. They steal bases like there's no tomorrow. And Dawson Brigman, his 4th stolen base on the season.
Not something we've seen a whole lot from Brigman in his collegiate career. He's actually just 9 for 16 in stolen bases.
Well, the man at the plate right now has the most on the team, Sam Cochran, with 12 of them. .0 comes in upstairs. It's 2-0 to the man with the lead in stolen bases. Also the man with the lead in the walk department. He's got 15 and has gotten on base in all but 1 game that he's played in this year. 17 of 18 games. Didn't have a hit on Wednesday, but you guessed it, got on base via a base on balls. Drives the 2-0 into straightaway center field. This sends White back to the wall. Has room and now makes the catch. Brigman hustling for third. Now he'll think better.
Yeah, good throw from Austin White there. And you mentioned the walks that Sam Cochran has drawn, and that's a big point for the Bristol Blues, especially after last night, a very winnable game versus the Valley Blue Sox. And the Bristol Blues pitchers walked 17 batters. Just really inexcusable. in this league, every free pass you give can come back and haunt you, and it's tough that you allow only 5 hits from the Valley Blue Sox, but they score twice as many runs.
Well, they might take a walk right here with about the most dangerous player in the NECBL at the plate in a base open.
Well, it's Justin Guerrera for the Gulls hitting the cleanup spot. Going to bounce back from was a more quiet night for him on Wednesday. His pitch is in the dirt, and Brigman took a big cut around second and now stops. The Fairfield Stag for the Newport Gulls, playing in his 17th game. Only trails Sam Cochran, and he's earned that. 6 home runs, which is half of the Newport Gulls total at 12 and 18 RBIs. Fights off the 1-1. It's 1-2 to the shortstop. Now, one thing Winterode likes to do is shuffle around his infield. Guerrera at the shortstop position tonight, often where Spencer Smith plays, who's over at third base. And Matt Wood, the DH. Pair of catchers in the lineup for Newport between Wood and Ceruto. 1-2 is just a shade outside. It's 2-2 to Guerrera. A .301 hitter so far this season, and coming off an outstanding year with Fairfield University. Helped lead them to the NCAA tournament. A 37-3 record. Goes after the 1-2, a beautiful curveball onto the arm of Moore. And that's strike number 3. Knight completes the strikeout down to first base. And that's the side. Newport gets 1 base runner, but we're still scoreless as we go to the second here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8. Purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The 2021 New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Newport Gulls at historic Cardines Field on Sunday, July 18th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Visit asg21.necbl.com for more information. You, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 12th, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star Team and suit up with the rest of the All-Stars on Sunday, July 18th in Newport. Fan voting will take place online at vote21.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 12th.
The 2021 New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Newport Gulls at historic Cardines Field on Sunday, July 18th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Visit asg21.necbl.com for more information.
No score between the Gulls and the Blues as we go to the top of the second inning. Thanks for joining us on a Monday night by the City by the Sea. It's Anthony Gallison in the cleanup spot tonight for Bristol. Looks at a first pitch ball. Maybe not your prototypical cleanup guy. Guy with a lot of speed. Looks at sharp breaking ball out of the hand of Grayson Moore. It's 1-1. He has shined this year against the Newport Gulls. So he fouls this back. Team lead with 5 hits against Newport and just 11 at-bats. No one else on Bristol has more than 2 hits against the Newport Gulls. And Anthony Gallison's got 5 of them. Now it's 2-2. Now he's walked twice and has those 5 hits. Been on base 7 times. For the Elon Phoenix, who moves from the 6th spot to the cleanup spot. Lofts this one into right. Cochran is there, and he makes the catch. Covers a lot of ground out there, does Sam Cochran. And made it look easy to retire Gallison for the first down in the 2nd. Well, talking about Gallison hitting in the cleanup spot being a little strange. How about Tyson Cooper, the catcher, typical catcher, now playing second base tonight for the first time all season for Bristol?
Yeah, I mean, Tyson Cooper, his dad, Rob Cooper, is the head coach at Penn State, and obviously he taught his son, the more positions you can play on the diamond, the better of an asset you are.
Not the only Penn State catcher. Of course, Matt Wood for the Gulls as well. You know, I have seen Peter Cerruto take some ground balls at second base. I don't know if the Gulls ever came close to actually playing him at such a position, but it's summer ball. Might as well give it a shot.
Exactly. I'm interested to see what's going to happen the first time the ball gets hit to second, and then see how Tyson Cooper can play it out in the field there. Because taking grounders is one thing from your coach, hitting it softly at you. It's another thing to get a live ball coming at you.
That one comes in.
That one's
and it
coming
hits him
at him in a different way. Not as a fielder, but. That one just doesn't feel good either, but he'll take it.
You know, guys, it's interesting that you say that. A lot of times we see things go the other way in professional baseball. Josh Donaldson was notably a catcher going out to third base, and we've seen some other guys. Buster Posey was a shortstop and went to the catching position. So it can go both ways, and there's been a lot of guys who have been successful doing that at the professional level.
Well, I think the Newport Gulls know a lot about that. Of course, Jordan Rogers, the left fielder, spent some time catching and playing in the outfield, and Grayson Moore, an outfielder and a pitcher. Tonight's starter for Newport faces Brennan Zarigi. Ball up the middle, and he gets through for a base hit. Cooper's not stopping at second, going from third. The cannon of the arm by Oyama. It goes into the net. Is it out of play?
Should be, shouldn't it?
Well, it clearly hit the net above the fence. There's no doubt about that. But it looks like with Cooper sliding into third, they're going to keep the runners at their bases.
I almost wonder if the netting is ruled the same as the backstop in this situation. If a throw hit the top of the backstop, it still would be technically in play.
Well, I think so, because the ball is dead once it hits the net. You can't catch a foul ball off the netting. Nevertheless, a base hit for Brennan Darigi. He advances to second base. And here's Nate Vigent. 1-0 to the man that just finished his career at Rhode Island College. And what a career it was. 330 hitter. And 335 hitter in his career there with the Anchorman. Said that pitch with a lot of movement out of the arm of Moore. It's 1-1.
Yeah, Nate Vigent's just a guy that does everything right. The only time I've seen him mess up, a couple errors in the outfield. He plays some of the toughest positions in that middle infield, third base a couple times, but just so crisp on his baseball IQ.
Gives the 1-1 a ride, but it goes out of play. Of course, he played here in the Newport Collegiate Baseball League here at Cardines Field. Something a few of these players know something about. Spencer Smith at third base, another member of that league. And on the Gulls pregame show, we talked to Kyle Dennis, who's a staff member here with the Gulls this summer, and he played here in the NCBL 12 months ago. 1-2, a high fastball from Moore. Counts even at 2-2. This game number 2 for Vigent against the Newport Gulls. 0 for 2 so far, but comes in with a big opportunity. And he nubs the 2-2 right to Guerrero. Only play is over to first in time, but an RBI ground out for Nate Vigent, and that gets the scoring started. It's 1-0 Bristol.
Yeah, and I talk about the baseball IQ from Nate Vigil there. He knows he's got 2 strikes. He knows that there's no possible way that he can score a run if he doesn't swing and protect the plate on that 2-strike pitch. Even though you got no outs there, just put the ball into play and allow Tyson Cooper to get home, and that's exactly what happened. And a good job by Derigi there to kind of read that and realize, maybe you'll lay on the grenade going to third, but it'll end up working out.
Well, the hustle from Derigi played a big part. You never know. It could have been a double play ball, 6-4-3 style for the Gulls. Instead, it's just a ground out, an RBI ground down at that, for the 8-hitter Tyler Keith, who is playing in his first game against Newport since the teams first played at Muzzy Field.
I just want to add on to something Scott said. He mentioned that Vigil's a hit-to-contact guy and the significance of him being able to put the ball in play there. Just a 10% strikeout rate in 682 career collegiate plate appearances.
0-2. Upstairs to Keith. The man out of Flagler, Bakersfield, California. But has bounced around a little bit. Played at Post University and Colorado Northwestern Community College before playing at Flagler. 1-2 comes inside. Of course, that's the beauty of the transfer portal. Sometimes you just go around until you find a place that sticks, and Newport knows something about that. Sam Cochran, a transfer. And one of Newport's best players from 2019, Justin Henry Malloy, transfer from Vanderbilt to Georgia Tech. And has had a lot of success with the Yellow Jackets. 2-2 is shot a mile into shallow right field. Who has the play on it? Cochran has the play on it. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. Not before Bristol starts the scoring. It's 1-0 Blues as we head to the bottom of the second on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8, purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League.
Want to know more about Newport Gulls?
One to nothing Blues over the Gulls as we welcome you back to Cardines Field for what's turned into a beautiful night for baseball here in the City by the Sea. First game the Gulls have played since last Wednesday when it was another game with the Blues. As Matt Wood, the first batter in the bottom of the second, looks at a ball that skips in the dirt.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see how teams respond to having so much time off. It was a little bit of a layoff for the Blues, but 5 days for the Gulls is quite a while.
Well, what we're hoping is the longest hiatus of the season. Games Thursday and Friday that were canceled against the Danbury Westerners and these Bristol Blues. And Matt Wood, really the story for Newport in that victory. A 4-for-5 night. And the South Coast Health player of the game. Nubs this one just foul. It's 1-2. Of course, coming off an injury that he suffered in batting practice, but has done well since returning with the Gulls, up to a .257 average through 9 games this season. 7 RBI to show for it. It's 2-2 to the catcher out of Penn State. Of course, Both of these teams have catchers from Penn State, and neither one is playing catcher tonight. Have one playing second and one doing DHing.
A catcher is a hard position to play, hard on the body, so you got to give him a rest every once in a while from being behind the plate.
You know, I spoke to Matt Wood because he spent a lot of time at the designated hitting position and the catcher position, obviously, at Penn State. I said, how do you stay in the game between at-bats when you're not catching, when you're DHing? And he said, just helping the other catchers out while they're in the game really helps keep them involved and keeps them from being too antsy between at-bats.
2-2 coming for Moore. Just gets a piece and stays alive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that one just hit the dirt in front of Chad Knight, and that was the difference there between a foul tip strikeout and a foul ball and staying alive. But it's a game of inches, sometimes even centimeters.
This time the 2-2 is inside, and the count has gone full. Wood a pair of walks on Monday against Danbury. Did not have any against Bristol, but well, quite frankly, didn't need to have any. And there's another walk for Matt Wood. Number 9 on the season on a pitch outside, and Newport has their second walk of the night.
The catcher, number 7, Peter Ceruto.
Now it's the other man that catches for the Newport Gulls, and the man that is doing the catching tonight, Peter Ceruto, the second-year Newport Gull. Fouls this one back.
Yeah, and you mentioned, Ryan, the Wood trying to stay in the game while he's DHing. Tyler Keith, who is one of the catchers for the Bristol Blues, he's DHing on the other side tonight. He has a little more of his work cut out for him because he's going to be the bullpen catcher when he's DHing, so he has to go catch once the bullpen gets fired up, as well as keeping an eye out for when he's in the hole and on deck.
So really no days off for catching then for him.
No, it's just lesser days sometimes.
Ceruto looks at this pitch upstairs. It's 1-2. Got the night off the last time these two played on Wednesday. Last game that the Newport Gulls played, but has really shined here at Cardines Field. He leads all Newport Gulls with a .458 average. 7 games here at home. This pitch just misses. Squirts out of the glove of Knight. You wonder if that would have made a difference. It's 2-2.
Yeah, I think Knight turns around, takes off his mask, has a couple words with the home plate umpire there. As I think he kind of froze like a catcher usually does when they're trying to frame it. The ball squirted out, so didn't really work.
Ceruto stays alive. Well, this is his 3rd game against Bristol so far, and the only team that he really hasn't put on a show against has been one of Newport's better hitters this year, .288 average, but is still looking for his first hit against Bristol. He's 0 for 7. Do it again as he drives the 2-2 out of play.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. There's all sorts of players in this league, like Ceruto with Bristol, like Cam Masterman with Bristol, who I've seen the stats of him just tearing up other teams, and he's, I think, hit one time against the Bristol Blues and been really cold against the Blues. So it's kind of funny what you see from just a select perspective.
Well, the overall offensive improvement from Ceruto this summer has been a welcome sight after he struggled with Rutgers and this spring, really hitting .213 with just a .236 slugging. He's hitting .288 thus far this summer with a .327 slugging, so a welcome improvement for the Rutgers product.
Part of that core in 2019 here in Newport, that won 27 games. Fell just short in the semifinal round. Hits this one. It goes foul again. What an at-bat. What a battle between Moore and Ceruto.
I was just watching I was just watching Tyson Cooper there, and he goes and stands on second, and then he puts his hands up trying to tell Wood, his Penn State teammate, that it's foul, and Wood runs up there and high-fives him, gives him the double high-five. It was just a funny interaction there on a pretty nonchalant foul ball.
Wood is off and running this time. In the second, close play, he's in there. How about that? One pitch later, maybe they'll have another chance to chat over at second base as Wood slides in safe.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get any high fives from Tyson Cooper there, as Cooper got a chance to put the tag on him and just a little bit late there. You have to think for Chad Knight that ball was a little bit hard to grasp for him, as it was a breaking ball basically almost in the dirt, so I had to kind of scoop it up and jump up and make the play. Just a really tough throw for him to make.
Full count to Cerruto. The pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. He went with a high cheese, and Jack Moore got him to chase for his second strikeout tonight.
The first baseman, number 35, Bryce Hewlett. The University of Pittsburgh.
Here's Bryce Hewlett, Newport's first baseman out of Pittsburgh. It's in the 7th spot, and we're trying to knock this game up for the Gulls. Down 1-0 with the tying run at second. In the second, he takes a home run hack and misses. It's 0-1.
Speaking of a guy who really is the epitome of a 3 true outcome hitter, 30% walk rate at Pittsburgh, 30% strikeout rate, and he surely has that home run power. You saw him take a big hack there.
1 home run on the season. Came in a big spot against the Danbury Westerners. And swinging for the fences again. It's 0-2. Came as a pinch hitter that night. It was a wild 10-9 loss for Newport. It's hitting .227 this year, and this is his 15th game played. With that home run and 7 RBIs to show for it. Looks at the 0-2 this time upstairs, and it's 1-2.
Hewlett's one of those guys that always impresses me in batting practice. It looks like the ball just flicks off his bat and it ends up hitting the wall or going over the wall.
A lot of pull power for the lefty, and that home run that we saw hit went over the net in right field. He had contact with one of the houses out there. Did he hold up his swing on that time? Umpires say yes, he did. And now it's 2-2 to the Pitt first baseman.
Nice to see Hewlett rebound a bit in this at bat. He talked about being selective, looking for the right pitch to hit. The first 2 swings in that at bat were not good pitches he swung at, but he's kind of bore down here and being a little more selective.
2-2 with Wood on second base and 1 away. The pitch. Foul tip into the mitt for strike 3. Another upstairs fastball and more success for Jack Moore. Back-to-back Ks here in the second. There's 2 down.
Yeah, and the danger is not gone yet for Jack Moore, but he's done a really good job fending off some really good at-bats from a couple goals in a row, Hewlett and Cerruto, finding a way to get through them, continuing to attack the strike zone, something the Blues didn't really do last night, and just finding a way to get at least 2 goals down on strikes.
Now Jordan Rogers will look for the breakthrough moment for the Gulls, and fouls the first pitch off of the screen of Chad Knight. Rogers, the hitter, with Spencer Smith on deck. A leadoff walk for Matt Wood. But back-to-back punch-outs for Jack Moore have him on the precipice of getting out of trouble. So early skip in the dirt, and Chad Knight able to block it. It's 1-1.
Yeah, really clean block there from Chad Knight. That one skipped pretty early, so it could have been really dangerous. But Chad Knight, good job of just anticipating where it was going to go and putting his chest protector right in front of it.
One. Fastball, it dots the outer part. And now it's 1-2.
Yeah, Rogers is a guy who struggled with some swing and miss over the past 3 games. He's got 7 strikeouts over that span, which ranks third, or is actually tied for first in the league in that span.
Comes in hitting 190, and this is 13th game as a Newport Gull. Looking for his 9th RBI with a tying run on second. 1-2. Good plate discipline from Rogers, able to hold up on a ball down low. And it's deuces wild at Cardines Field. Newport looking for an answer after an RBI ground out from Nate Vigent. Opened the scoring in the top of this inning. 2-2. Holds off on a fastball, too high, says home plate umpire Tyler Bullock. And we've gone full. Tyler Bullock, the man calling the balls and strikes. Anthony Brunetti and Levante Palmer, the field umpires tonight. Here in game number 20 for the Newport Gulls. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs to Jordan Rogers. The pitch. Driven in the air, but it goes foul. It'll hit some pavement on West Marlborough Street.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to shout out these Newport batters. No matter what happens this inning, 28 pitches already for Jack Moore in this one inning. And usually when you see 28 pitches, at least one run has come across. And just really feisty at-bats from the Gulls.
Well, he fights this one into right field. Where will it land? This ball is just foul. Not a lot of real estate out there with the scoreboard in the warehouse, and like it bounced off the lower part.
If I'm not mistaken, it looked like it actually hit the corner. And we know if we hit it off that side of the warehouse that's facing the field, that is in play, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there's really no room once you get past where the warehouse is, between where the foul line is, but you could see from that angle, it almost works like a foul pole in some respects. Clearly a foul ball, but how many other ballparks do you have that kind of situation, right?
It's one of the most unique obstacles to deal with for any batter, fielder, umpire. It's not something I would want to be on that first baseline trying to see where a ball hits.
3-2. Shot into center. Into shallow center. Who's got a plan on it? It's the new second baseman, Tyson Cooper, who makes the play for the third out to retire the side. Newport gets 1 walk, but strands Matt Wood at second base. It's 1-0 Bristol as we go to the third on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
About Newport Gulls broadcast? Have a question, comment, or suggestion?
Email broadcast@newportgulls.com.
Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to
broadcast@newportgulls.com.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews.
Head to the third here at Cardines Field. 9-1-2 up for Bristol. They hold a 1-0 lead over the Newport Gulls. As Grayson Moore back out on the bump, his first batter, then he faces Lucas Stallman and throws a first pitch strike. Off-speed stuff coming in at 81 miles an hour off the gun. How about another off-speed pitch in there for strike number 2? Seven punch-outs for Grayson Moore in his last start against the Valley Blue Sox. He's got 1 tonight through 2 innings. This pitch is just low. Peter Cerruto wanted strike number 3. He's just about ready to throw down to Spencer Smith. Instead, it's 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Driven into left. Jordan Rogers running in and makes the catch. 1 away. Well, now the lineup card flips over for the very first time tonight. As Bristol just 2 hitters over the minimum, of course. Been a lot about pitching so far tonight. Newport with no hits and no runs, and Bristol with the only run of the game. It came on a ground out from Nate Vigent. They have 1 run on 2 hits today. As White scores around to bunt on a breaking ball. Pitches inside, it's 1-0. Pitch. There's a breaker that's in there for a strike. That's 66 on the gun. It's 1-1.
Yeah, great pitch for a guy like Austin White who's so comfortable watching pitches, draws a lot of walks. Great job for him.
Hit the other way. Spencer Smith is there. Look what I found. A hot shot off the bat of White. But just like that, there's 2 gone.
And after the 67-mile-an-hour curveball, Moore follows up with an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. It's easy to understand why White seemed to be a little bit behind that fastball.
Hit it pretty well, but right into the mitt of the Northeastern Husky. Here's Chris Davis, the 2-hitter. He's got 1 of the 2 hits tonight. He looks at strike 1 inside. Has 1 of the 2 hits, but did not spend a whole lot of time on the base paths. Thanks to Sam Cochran in right field. Delivered a perfect throw to Justin Guerrera to gun Davis down. Well, he lines this one right to Spencer Smith. How about another one? 2 lineouts to the third baseman and the top of the third. It's still 1-0 Bristol over Newport. We'll be right back on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The New England League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 14 teams located in all 6 New England states and over 150 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region for 2 months every summer. Student athletes from all over the country descend upon the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. Now celebrating over a quarter of a century of excellence, the New England League continues to transcend communities and give the best student athletes from across the country a chance at their dream. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit NECBL.com. The New England League. Keep your eye on the dream.
Back for the home half of the third, and it's 1-0 Bristol here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. 9-1-2 for Newport. Just as Bristol had in the top of this inning, it's Spencer Smith to start things. Looks at a first pitch strike.
And this is the guy you want leading off the inning if you're the Gulls. As you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Zach Smith leads the Gulls in on-base percentage.
Drives the 0-1 deep in the center. This ball camping under it is White, and he makes the catch deep in the center. Second ball we've seen him in that vicinity. There's one down. And no hits the first time through the order for the Gulls. So look to change that. Here's Kenny Oyama, the Loyola Marymount Lion. He's got 6 of them in his last 3 games, including 3 here at Cardines Field on Wednesday and 2 more the night before that. It was the South Coast Health Player of the Game on Tuesday against the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Speaking of guys who like to get on base, Oyama has a .365 career on base and 159 collegiate games.
Now you can see why Kevin Winrow likes hitting him lead off, as the 0-1 drops in for a strike. Curveball from Jack Moore, who has not missed a beat after a 30-pitch inning. It's ahead 0-2. 0 for 1 today is Oyama with a ground out, 3 unassisted. That started the first. 0-2. Fastball hit right back to the pitcher. Jumping play by Moore. He's got it. Flips over to first, and there's 2 down.
Great job by Jack Moore there to recover. I think he jumped a little bit early there, and so he just snagged it when he was coming down from the jump. Snow cone did a little bit, but was able to retain it in the glove and make a flip over to first.
So now 2 away, and Dawson Brigman will look to get something going for Newport. It's one of 2 goals that have reached base tonight. He was hit by a pitch on the very first pitch he saw. Got him right on the shoulder. This pitch, another pitch that's inside. Not quite near his shoulder, but it's 1-0. He was hit by a pitch in the first, and Matt Wood, a base on balls to start the second. Newport's only 2 base runners to this point. 1-0 is a fastball that's just low to Brigman. It's 2-0.
Brigman, a pretty good all-around hitter, I would say. I mean, you look at the 320 average, 444 on base, and 460 slugging. This is a guy who not only gets on base, hits for average, slugs as well.
A homer and 10 RBIs to go with it. Looks at another fastball that's inside. It's 3-0.
11 walks to just 7 strikeouts thus far with Newport.
That's a thing or two about getting on base. 1 for 4 against Bristol, and had one of those walks on Wednesday. 3-0. Gets right over the heart of the plate. It's 3-1. .320 hitter who homered in his Gulls debut against the Ocean State Waves. Looks at this 3-1. What an eye from Dawson Brigman, just a shade low. And there's walk number 12 for the Santa Clara infielder on the season.
Yeah, Zach, I'm not so sure Brigman was even sure that one was low. He took a look back at the umpire after that one, but we'll take it.
It's always good to check, right?
Absolutely. No need to be showing up the umpires, get on their bad side this early in a ball game.
So he has still not registered an at-bat tonight. Hit by a pitch, and he walked. And now a man that knows a thing or two about walking. Here's Sam Cochran. 0 for 1 today with a pop out deep into center. Looks at a first pitch that's too far outside. It's 1-0. Did not have a hit on Wednesday, but he did get on base. He walked and scored a run for the Gulls in that 8-0 victory. Sheer dominance for Newport from start to finish.
It'll be interesting if we see Brigman on the move in this at bat. He did steal a base earlier in the ball game.
Stole his 4th stolen base on the young year. Newport's got 39 of them as a team. And he's off and running. 2-0 is in there for a strike. Throw down to second, not nearly in time.
Great jump there by Brigman. You guys were calling it, and I could call it too, just by the way that teams have seemed to run on the Bristol Blues this year, and mixed with the fact that the Gulls like to run a lot. And yeah, I mean, perfect time to do it, because the Blues have allowed the most stolen bases this year, so why not with 2 outs?
Newport had 6 stolen bases the last time these two met up. And Dawson Brigman, one of only 3 Newport Gulls base runners tonight, has 2 in his back pocket. An opportunity for the man that leads the Newport Gulls in hits, Sam Cochran, with 22 of them. It's ahead 2-0 of Jack Moore with 2 down in the 3rd. Holds back on a breaking ball. It's 3-1. Cochran, the 3rd-year NECBL player, of course, 2 seasons with the Winnipesaukee Muskrats, and now finds himself here at Cardines Field. Been an everyday piece of this team. 3-1 gets in there for a strike. 86 miles an hour out of the hand of the righty Jack Moore. Brings us full. It's 3-2. Some definite speed with Dawson Brigman on second base. Newport looking to knot it up. 3-2. Runner off and going, and the throw gets off the glove of Nate Vigent. Here comes Brigman to score, and Cochran moving in a second. The throw in, he's safe. Sam Cochran, the base running from the right fielder. He's fired up, and Newport has tied it at 1.
Not sure what was going on with Brigman there. It was almost like he thought that there was a force play on him, and he was running with a full count and 2 outs. Unusual play there. He was dead to rights at third base, but third baseman couldn't come up with a play.
Oh, Ryan, sometimes as a broadcaster, you kind of just got to be silent and watch things unfold. I was just as confused as Brigman. I think you explained it perfectly. I thought there was a force. Of course, there was no, first base was open, so you had the opportunity if you're Bristol. But Newport capitalizes on the mistake. An error for Bristol, and we're all tied up at 1. And somehow, some way, Sam Cochran got under the tag. Here's Justin Guerrero with the inning still alive. He looks at a first pitch strike on the inside part.
And if I'm being honest, I'm not quite sure Cochran did get under that tag, but
that was some swim move to even make it a close play. Now, he has done that all year long for Newport. 0-1. There's a strike. Jack Moore's not missing his spots. That's strike number 33 tonight. And it's 0-2. Tying run has scored for Newport. How about the go-ahead? Justin Guerrero with 18 RBIs on the air for Newport. Looking for a 19th. 0 for 1 today. He struck out, and that ended the bottom of the first. 0-2 pitch. Hit back up the middle. Will there be a play? Nice scoop from Stallman over to first in time, and the side is retired. But Newport ties the ball game at 1. A Bristol error allows Brigman to score, and it's 1-1 as we go to the 4th inning. Be right back here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Zephyr official on-field cap of the NECBL, also known as the Z-Hats. Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
Need your Gulls fix? Check out NewportGulls.com. That's NewportGulls.com. NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
We head to the top half of the 4th, and you know what that means. I'll toss it over to Scott Gladstone to take us through innings 4, 5, and 6. Scott?
Chad Knight will start us off here in the top of the 4th. Duke catcher swings on the first pitch, fouls it off. That was a tough way to end the last inning for him and just about everybody else on the Bristol Blues squad. He looked like he had the throw in time to be able to catch Brigman stealing third, but instead not able to snag him, and frustrating way to end the inning for sure, I'm sure, for Ronnie Palmer and the rest of the Blues squad, as the throw from Chad Knight was able to get away. Count is 1-2 now. That was credited as an E5 to Nate Vigent. No stolen base for Brigman. And that 1-2 is fouled back. Count stays at 1-2.
Well, we were talking about it. We were talking about it off the air. How it looked like there might have been some confusion on the end of Dawson Brigman. You wonder if the same applies to Nate Vigent at third base, because it's a ball that you'd expect him to catch, and a brutal break for Bristol there. But credit the hustle for Newport to get that run back.
1-2 swung on again, fouled back. Yeah, if there's a runner on first and second, Brigman's going there, no doubt, because it's 3-2, 2 outs. I think he saw 3-2, 2 outs and just went into default mode and forgot there wasn't somebody on first, because he didn't have a good jump. He was caught, and Nate Vigent, third basemen, usually don't get the chance to tag out runners in general, as this one drifting foul. Lost it somewhere over the warehouse, but stays 1-2 nonetheless. Yeah, for Vigent there, he had it in his glove for about a millimeter or a millisecond before it slipped out, went into left field, and from there it was easy scoring for Brigman. 1-2. Breaking ball in the zone, and I think Chad Knight knew it as soon as it crossed in front of him. A backwards K to start out this inning for Grayson Moore. And of course that run the last inning, but I think the storyline right now has to be both Moores pretty stellar on the mound.
Oh, we didn't mention it off the top, a Moore versus Moore battle, and now, like you said, both really holding their own so far.
Anthony Gallison fouls off the first pitch he sees.
Well, I mentioned to you earlier, Zach, we've certainly got more than we bargained for on the mound tonight.
No. Oh, no.
The Star Wars pun's all right tonight, but that's too much. That's too much, Ryan. Come on. 0-1 coming to Anthony Gallison. Swung on, fouled away, and not even playable for anybody in the stands as it gets over the grandstand. Counts 0-2 now. Grayson Moore sets, fires, swung on, maybe a chance to find the hole. It will not. A tough throw from Spencer Smith, but he makes it on the money, sliding to his left, had to throw with his right there, and couldn't really get any power on it, but right on the money, easy money. Out number 2, as now stepping up is the number 5 batter, Tyson Cooper.
Yeah, that's one of the more casual, tough plays I've seen. Made it look like he was off balance, as he said, and a ball hit hard. Really nice play for Smith from the second out.
First pitch to Tyson Cooper is upstairs. Count is 1-0 to the second baseman for the Blues today. And Zach, you mentioned this, not his usual position. Usually a catcher. He has DH'd a couple times. As that one missed inside, count is 2-0 now to him. He's been called upon really once, a couple steal attempts. He's been the man to scamper to second, but really been called on in a major defensive way once, as he smacks that one to short. The throw across the diamond. The stretch is in time. Good stretch there. The first base umpire made us wait in suspense for a half second, but it is in time. Great play from Guerrera to Hewlett for out number 3. The Blues go down in order. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th.
Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews.
back here in the bottom of the fourth. Jack Moore back out on the mound. And after a 10-pitch first inning, the next 2 innings, the Gulls really have made him work. And despite not getting a hit thus far, a 30-pitch second inning and a 19-pitch inning, last inning for Jack Moore, has his pitch count at 59 right now. And, of course, that 1 run is unearned against him because of the E5 on Nate Vigin. And now his first pitch to Matt Wood is in the zone. Count is 0-1 to the Penn State catcher DH tonight.
Yeah, and Matt Wood is a guy who will work the count. A guy who doesn't strike out too often and walks a ton.
0-1. Skips quite a bit in front of Wood in the dirt as well. Count 1-1 now. Here we are, bottom of the fourth. 1-1 is the score between the Gulls and the Bristol Blues here, as most of the fans here probably just finishing out their 4th of July weekend celebrations, as it's a stellar Monday night crowd here, especially for Monday night. Of course, you factor in that 4th of July was yesterday, and most people probably got a long weekend. And as that one misses, the count is 3-1 to Wood.
Yeah, special crowd, but we kind of have grown to see that a lot throughout the season. It's it's great to have baseball back, and you mentioned it with the 4th of July crowd. We are expecting some fireworks here later tonight, which should be interesting during the game.
Yeah, and not team sponsored fireworks, just
in the city of Newport. But
city of Newport.
I'll tell you this though, in 2019. We were playing the Danbury Westerners, and they were not our fireworks, but fireworks that were going on during the game, and you could hear them like they were right behind us. So you never know how that's going to have an effect on the game. And of course, I know that played a role into Bristol last night, and they had fireworks going on in the middle of the game.
The leadoff walk there, but now this one to second. A chance for 2. It will only be 1 after a little bobble from Lucas Stallman there. Lucas Stallman had a couple errors last night at the shortstop position. Of course, that one will not go down because you never know if it would have been a successful double play, but he does get the 6-4 fielder's choice.
Yeah, you can never assume things in the game of baseball, but that is pretty close to a tailor-made double play ball, and good by Stallman to be able to recover and just get the leadoff runner.
Yeah, sticks with it as that one is cracked out to center field. Backing up is White. He'll make the snag for out number 2, and another impressive showing from his arm there, as he hasn't thrown anybody out today, but he has had a couple throws that have put some fear into the hearts of the Gulls and make sure that they don't run on him. And 2 gone now in the bottom of the 4th.
Hewlett put pretty good wood on that one, just to one of the deeper parts of the ballpark. Nice opposite field swing, drove it out to the left center gap.
First pitch now to Rogers is swung on and missed. As I mentioned, some more patient Gulls bats in the last 2 innings, but other than that leadoff walk by Wood, it has been pretty quick at bats for Cerruto and Hewlett. Both, I believe, out on their first pitch, or Cerruto grounding into the fielder's choice on his first pitch. Count is 1-1 now. 3rd pitch upcoming to Jordan Rogers. Misses. Skips a little bit. Count goes 2-1. Jordan Rogers gave Tyson Cooper his only defensive opportunity at second base earlier today when he popped out to Cooper in shallow right center field. 2-1 coming out. Hits the bottom part of the zone. Count is now 2-2 with 2 outs. On first is Cerruto. As Moore on the mound is at 70 pitches. We'll see if he comes back for a 5th inning of work. Right now the task at hand is to get out of the 4th. That one swung on, foul ball. Count stays 2-2.
Better call, Newport Glass. Well done.
Moore, long pause on the mound. Swung on and missed by Rogers. The
High pitch there gets the Michigan Wolverine to strike out swinging and will send us to the 5th inning. Derigi, Vigent, and Keith due up for the Bristol Blues. It's still 1-1 Gulls and Blues. We'll be right back on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League.
Want to know more about Newport Gulls broadcasts? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/NewportGulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/NewportGulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews.
Back here in the top of the 5th, Grayson Moore still on the bump for the Newport Gulls. 55 pitches for the two-way player for Newport. And he will see Brennan Derigi, who's 1 for 1 with a single up the middle his first time up. First pitch now, breaking ball swung on and missed by the Wofford Terrier. Count 0-1. That was a big play because it was up the middle. Tyson Cooper decided to take third, and Kenny Oyama skied the throw into the net. And speaking of the net, that one will go over the net, foul. Count is 0-2. So Tyson Cooper was able to make it to third on that overthrow, and it was Brennan Derigi that was able to make it to second. And soon after, Tyson Cooper scored the lone run for the Bristol Blues of this game on an RBI groundout from Nate Vigent. And then it was in the bottom of the 3rd where a Vigent error led to the lone run of the game being scored by the Newport Gulls. That puts us where we're at right now, 1-1. 0-2 count coming to Brennan Derigi. Derigi's favorite movie is The Dark Knight. He's a big Batman fan. Do you guys have favorite movies off the cuff here?
Oh man,
I feel like I've put you under the gun a couple of times in the past couple of games. That one's laced into right field. Should be a base hit for Brennan Derigi, who's 2 for 2, and he was the lone bright spot in the game last Wednesday, where he got 2 of the 4 Bristol Blues hits, and he's already equaled that total here with 2 hits. But back to the topic at hand. Favorite movies for you guys. You're not escaping that easy.
Well, actually, if you don't mind me, Scott, I'm just going to give a little stat here. It was nice to see Derigi battle back from an 0-2 count there. He is a guy who has a 29% strikeout rate this season, so if I'm avoiding the topic, I apologize, but I figured I'd drop that little factoid on you guys.
Oh, man, I am a big baseball movie guy. Oh, there he goes.
Derigi stealing second safely. Great throw from Ceruto that made up for a great jump a little bit from Derigi. I thought he was going to be in there safe easily, but it was a good throw by Ceruto. Tagged just not in time. And so Derigi, who has sneaky speed for him being, a big, strong first baseman, able to nab second, put himself in the scoring position, and that one misses the Vigent. Count 2-0.
We have to go with Moneyball. It's tough. There are I'm not just saying I'm not just saying this because we're on a baseball broadcast, but I am a big fan of baseball movies, and that's right there at the time. What a great movie that is.
Yeah, and you respect it more too as a baseball fan, as a broadcast. I mean, even if you're not a baseball fan, it's really solid. And you know what the top grossing sports movie of all time is? Now that you brought it up.
Oh boy.
This is you get trivia when you're at Muzzy Field. But
I was
going to
say
kind of an impromptu trivia as the 3-0 get me over pitch makes it 3-1.
I'll tell you what, you were throwing some curveballs at me when we were doing trivia there too, man.
You got to think of the classics though. I mean, Field of Dreams has got to be up there.
But we're not grading for inflation. It is a recent movie. I'll tell you that. Fairly recent, last decade.
Was it 42? I mean, that was a pretty big one.
That's a good guess. I think that's up there, but it's. We got any guesses, Zach?
God, it's last 10 years.
It's a football movie.
Oh, football.
Draft
Okay,
day?
okay.
What?
Is it draft day?
No, it's not. Nate Vigent draws the walk there, so runners on first and second. Second is Derigi. Vigent is on first. Tyler Keith comes up now. It's I love it because I was a football player and I was an offensive lineman, specifically a left tackle.
Blindside.
The Blindside.
That is a
movie.
phenomenal football movie.
Yeah, it's a great
Phenomenal.
film. And I played left tackle, so I just love. It's good for me. Whenever somebody was like, "Oh, what position do you play?" For the most part, if you don't play quarterback, maybe running back, maybe wide receiver, then nobody knows what you're talking about unless they know football fairly well. And so I'm like, oh, the movie The Blind Side? Yeah, that position. So it's really nice. I think it did a lot for offensive linemen, guys that don't get a lot of love.
It was nice of Ceruto to take the mountain visit there to give us a little chance to talk about it more.
Tyler Keith steps up now, 0 for 1 today, and that one missing. And Grayson Moore, who has been stellar in terms of control through the first little bit, just showing a little bit. At least that was kind of an uncharacteristic 5-pitch walk to Vigent there for Grayson Moore. We will have to designate, as of course, I eat my words there. He hits the strike zone there, but kind of like the Franzoni brothers at Val, you have to designate by first name with both pitchers being Moore, Jack Moore and Grayson Moore. That one up and away, count 2-1 now. For Jack Moore, it has been control issues have kind of been his storyline of the night, if there was one for him. On the other side, Grayson Moore, that was just his first walk to Nate Vigent. He did hit a batter, though. Breaking ball there finds his own count, even now 2-2.
Moore laboring a little bit here is a concerning development for the Gulls. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, he unraveled late in his last start after 3 really nice innings. He gave up 3 runs in the 4th inning.
2-2. Derigi, decent wheels on second, swung on, up the middle, a chance for 2. 1-6-3. Double play is successful. So Grayson Moore gets himself out of a little bit of trouble. No sacrifice on the table now, but still Derigi advances to third.
Yeah, not all the way out of it, but that's, like you said, that is huge. A good field and throw jump, not a guarantee. We see a lot of pitchers that have the yips when they throw to second or throw to first. Delivered a good strike to Justin Guerrera, and they turn a big double play. They're not out of the woods yet, but that's a big start, especially with a 9-hitter.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most difficult plays as a pitcher to navigate the mound, as that one will get away. And right as soon as we talk well about Grayson Moore making that play, comes back, and it will be credited as a pass ball on Ceruto there, as it got through the 5-hole there on the catcher, and that is the reason for Derigi crossing home, making it 2-1. Blues have the lead now. Now nobody on, no chance for an RBI unless Lucas Stallman is able to put one over the fence here. For Lucas Stallman, not a big guy, but he has a lot of power in the tank. That one just going to be powered over to Brigman at second, who fields and flips to first, but a pass ball scores Brennan Derigi, and that makes the score 2-1. Bristol leads Newport.
Newport Gulls broadcast? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com.
The Newport Gulls Broadcast Network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on Your View New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews.
Back here in the bottom of the 5th. Star Wars night, as we've mentioned, here at Cardines Field, and we got Gully, the mascot, in a full Star Wars robe, complete outfit for most of the interns working here as well. I love it when you lean into the theme at least that much. You need to see some more costumes here from the Newport fans, though. The faithful have come out in full, but not as many lightsabers as I would want to see. First pitch there from Jack Moore, who's back out on the mound to Spencer Smith. Misses low and inside for ball 1. Count 1-0. That one misses again, just off the zone. Counts 2-0 now. Spencer Smith 0 for 1 tonight with a fly out to center.
We'd be wrong if we didn't mention the suit of John Perrick, who has the Star Wars suit we were talking about before the game.
That one just foul. Yeah, that's, I mean, that's probably, even though there's costumes around, that one takes the extra mile to go and get this Star Wars suit, So so I got to give the best look of the day to John Perrick for sure. 2-1 now to Spencer Smith. Breaking ball can't find the outside part of the zone, so Jack Moore in danger of walking his 5th batter tonight. And he will do that. 5-pitch walk there from Jack Moore, his 77th pitch. Probably got some action going in the Bristol Blues bullpen. It looks like we do, as he's at 77, probably starting to run out of gas. But other than the handful of walks he's given up, he's pitched a great game. 1 run, and it was unearned on the other side. His Moore counterpart, Grayson Moore, has given up 2 runs today. 1 of them was earned because the pass ball last inning led to DeRigi scoring. Hitting the zone there against Kenny Oyama. Count is 0-1.
Getting a look at the bullpen here. It's Logan Wood that's warming up for Newport and Kevin Vopel for the Bristol Blues.
And it would be a D3 player in the Emory product, Jack Moore, to a D2 Seton Hill player, as Oyama he just laid off of that one, completely relaxed his body, no chance he was swinging at it. It went in the zone, and it's a successful steal from Spencer Smith, another stolen base for the Newport Gulls. Count does go to 0-2, though, on the leadoff batter for the Gulls.
Yeah, this is something that Newport has done so well tonight. We saw Cochran take an extra base. Of course, Brigman with a pair of stolen bags, 6 that Newport had in that win on Wednesday, and just the aggressiveness back at it again.
Swung on by Oyama on the 0-2, foul ball. Count stays 0-2. It was that Brigman steal that put him in second. Put him at second base with the 3-2-2 out count to Cochran. And it was a error from Nate Vigent, the third baseman, that led to Brigman being able to get home and score the lone run of the game for the Newport Gulls thus far. 0-2, breaking ball misses. Count is 1-2 now. Got to think with Jack Moore over 80 pitches now that this will likely be his final inning, and with goal up in the Gulls pen, probably might be the end of time for Grayson Moore as well. He's at 73 though. 1-2 coming to Oyama. swung on, hit hard over to first. It will advance the runner, so not a completely unsuccessful at bat from Oyama, but he goes to 0 for 3 on the night, and moving up 90 feet is Spencer Smith.
The second baseman.
And that's huge if you're Newport. The stolen base again. I think it's the second scenario tonight that we've had, Scott, where you're looking at probably a double play ball, if not for Newport. The pitcher, 2 pitches before, taking an extra base, and it really pays dividends because you could have bases empty with 2 outs here. Instead, you got the potential to go ahead and run 90 feet away.
Yeah, now the heart of the lineup coming up. Dawson Brigman, who scored that lone run of the game for Newport, has another run potentially 90 feet away, and a sacrifice is possible. First pitch, breaking ball, misses the outside part of the plate. Count goes to 1-0.
At this point, if you're the Blues and you have a runner on first base, you almost have to consider pitching out at certain points.
Yeah, as Cochran is on deck. That breaking ball finds the zone. That's the problem. Is Cochran on deck, Guerrera in the hole. It gets harder after Dawson Brigman. Dawson Brigman was plunked by a pitch and drew a walk, so he has not registered an official at-bat today. Breaking ball there, swings on it, and can't find pay dirt. Count goes 1-2. One-two now. More set steals. Breaking ball again. Popped up. Playable down the first base line. The throw from Anthony Gallison will not be in time. A sacrifice fly for Dawson Brigman will even up the score at 2 apiece here in Newport, Rhode Island.
Yeah, not a terribly bad throw from Gallison in right field, but definitely a fly ball deep enough to go, and hustle pays off. We were just talking about it. You avoid the double play and really give yourself an opportunity to get this run, and then good base running from Smith. It's why he got that second run on the board.
Yeah, Anthony Gallison, the first time these two teams met at Cardines, all the way back in mid to early June, Anthony Gallison was playing in left field, and he had a similar play, sacrifice fly, showed off the gun, and it was a hotly disputed sacrifice fly there, as that's a base hit from Sam Cochran, who is able to get over to first. And now all of a sudden, the first hit of the game for the Newport Gulls, as Jack Moore had a no-hitter going through 4 2/3, which is the deepest, I can tell you, like the deepest by a couple innings that a Bristol Blues pitcher has had a no-hitter going this season. I don't even know if a Bristol Blue has gotten out of first inning with a no-hitter. Okay, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but Jack Moore, all credit to him. He showed a little bit of the weakness with the accuracy as Cochran's going here, hit and run, playable for Vigent, throw across the diamond is in time, so the lone hit that Moore will likely give up if his day is done does not end up mattering, but a tying run comes across the plate for the Newport Gulls. It is 2-2 as we head to the 6th inning of play.
Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Fans, the NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8. Purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The 2021 New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Newport Gulls at historic Cardines Field on Sunday, July 18th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Visit asg21.necbl.com for more information. You, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 12th, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star Team and suit up with the rest of the All-Stars on Sunday, July 18th in Newport. Fan voting will take place online at vote21.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 12th.
Back here in the top of the 6th, and the day is done for Grayson Moore, who comes off after throwing 5 innings. We'll give the complete line on him, but first we'll introduce the new pitcher, Logan Wood, the lefty from the University of Michigan, making his 6th appearance thus far. And what is there to know about Logan Wood? Zach and Ryan.
Yeah, he's coming in a few different tough situations, and here a tight situation in a close game between these two. A 2-1 record, 3.85 ERA, and is coming off his best performance all season long. Tuesday against Martha's Vineyard, he struck out the side in 1 inning, and the next he gets another punch out. 2 innings of shutout ball with those 4 punch outs, huge in that 9-6 victory, and a 3.85 ERA across his 6th appearance, 9 1/3 innings so far this summer.
First batter he will see is Austin White, who will see a strike into the zone. Count is 0-1.
Yeah, it's been nice to see Wood bounce back this season after giving up a crushing blow in extra innings against Danbury, 2-run bomb to left center field to lose that game.
Yeah, his pitching style is he has a pretty violent whip that you can see, and I remember that. I recognize that from the June 15th meeting between these two teams at Muzzy when he pitched 2 innings and picked up the win versus the Bristol Blues. Now a 1-1. That one up and in, finds the corner of the zone. That was a nasty pitch because I think Austin White for a second thought it might be in there to hit him, but it finds a way to find the corner of the zone. Counts 1-2 now. That one swung on and missed, so a strikeout there for the Wolverine southpaw as he steps up to see Chris Davis, who's 1 for 2 tonight, singled his first time up, but was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double.
Well, facing Wood cannot be a comfortable at bat for a left-handed hitter. Wood's spin rate on his breaking ball is one of the top marks in the NECBL.
First pitch coming here to the lefty Chris Davis. Swings on and fouls it back out of play.
You know, Scott, it's funny that you mentioned that violent delivery. Zach and I actually talked with Wood about this. Something that's interesting about Wood is if you watch him pitch for long enough, that hat will eventually come flying off. I don't know if it's the amount of hair, if the hat's too loose, but we did discuss that with him.
0-1 is in the zone. Count is 0-2. Yeah, you know, the rotation velocity that you talk about has to do with the pitch, the ball rotating, of course, but the whip velocity. There's got to be some sort of really deep analytic stat as that one's fouled off for the amount of force that pitchers throw themselves with, and sometimes their hat gets the brunt of it.
Well, you see Wood fiddling with the brim of that hat, and I don't think that's a foreign substance issue. That's just him trying to keep the hat on.
Count is 0-2. Swung on and missed, and snagged before it hit the dirt by Cerruto. And you mentioned the strikeout the side inning that Wood had against Vineyard. He is 1 strikeout away from doing that to start this matchup with the Blues.
Yeah, he really hasn't missed a beat at all. He had 4 strikeouts in those 2 innings, and 2 right off the bat against Bristol here tonight. And yeah, this is the good side about not playing for 5 days. And I talked to Greg Zackerson about it before the game. Newport's pitching coach. You got everybody at your disposal, especially the best guys in this pitching staff.
First pitch fouled off by Chad Knight. The final line on Grayson Moore: 5 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 2 strikeouts and 1 walk, a hit by pitch as well. But a solid outing from Grayson Moore, but he departs this game not in the position to pick up the decision, as he was equalized by the great performance by Jack Moore on the other side. Swung on. That one is playable. Grabbed by Smith, and he will throw it high. It'll be an E5 likely, but it bounced really well for Chad Knight, who now ends up in a rundown. And so he's going to be tagged out there. We'll see what that goes down as that's a scorer's nightmare. Always a fun pickle to score. But we'll be right back. No runs across for the Bristol Blues in the top of the 6th. We'll be right back for the bottom half of the inning.
On-field cap of the NECBL, also known as the Z-Hats. Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
Fans, you, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 12th, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star team and suit up with the rest of the All-Stars on Sunday, July 18th in Newport. Fan voting will take place online at vote21.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 12th. Whether you're an island resident or just visiting, the fastest way to get to the Cape and Islands is by taking the New England League's preferred partner, the Steamship Authority Ferry. Visit steamshipauthority.com for more information.
Back here in the bottom of the 6th, the day is done for Jack Moore, who finishes with 5 innings under his belt, 4 2/3 of which were no-hit baseball for him, but 2 runs did cross against him. The new pitcher is Kevin Valpel out of D2 Seton Hill. The Griffin pitcher was part of a squad that went 38-6 all the way to the D2 World Series. He threw 37 innings for the Griffins, 2.92 ERA, 38 strikeouts to just 11 walks, and a 3-1 record for him. He has started 1 game for the Bristol Blues this year, where he threw 4 2/3, allowed 6 runs, 5 of them earned, and he also appeared 1 time out of the pen versus Valley, allowing 1 earned run in 3 innings of work. That means a 7.04 ERA, 0-1 record for the D2 Southpaw, so it's D3 to D2 for the hurlers for the Bristol Blues. And the final line on Jack Moore, 5 innings pitched, 1 hit allowed, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, 5 walks, and 4 strikeouts, a hit by pitch as well. So the control was an issue a little bit for the Emory Eagle, but a really solid outing, probably his best of the year. Now he hands over the duties to Kevin Valpel. Matt Wood will be the first batter. And speaking of control issues that Jack Moore had, Matt Wood was one of the beneficiaries of them drawing 2 walks versus the Emory Eagle. First pitch misses. Count is 1-0.
And guys, I was going to make a pun about there being no more starting pitchers in the game, but I'm not going to do it to you.
When the fireworks show up near the end of this game, you're just not allowed to make any fireworks puns. I want to put that out there right now, and if you sneak one in, I'm not going to leave, but I will give you a dirty look. Count is 2-0 now for Valpel versus Wood. Up this inning are the 5, 6, 7 hitters, as that one misses for Valpel, and I mentioned his stats. over at Seton Hill. 38 strikeouts, just 11 walks. Not a ton of control issues from him that we've seen. He has 10 strikeouts to just 2 walks this year, but a 4-pitch walk to start off his appearance there. And Matt Wood, he just pretty fine, not taking the bat off his shoulder, and just earning the free ticket to first base each of his last 3 plate appearances. Now Peter Cerruto takes over, Wood's catching counterpart, who is behind the dish today. Strikeout swinging and a ground out into a fielder's choice his last time up. First pitch hits the zone, and it is popped up and out of play, so the first strike that Valpo has thrown is a foul ball. Counts 0-1.
Yeah, Wood, one of 2 batters in this Gulls lineup that has come up 3 different times and still doesn't have an at-bat. Dawson Brigman with a hit batsman walk and a sac fly, and Wood with those 3 walks.
0-1. That one's in the zone. Count is 0-2 now for Peter Cerruto. Broken bat lofted to third base, snagged by Nate Vigin. One gone here, and that bat has also reached the end of its life as Wood stays on first there here in the bottom of the 6th.
The first baseman, number 35.
Up now, first baseman Bryce Hewlett steps in, 0 for 2 today, strikeout swinging, and he has a fly out to center. Missing low there. Count goes to 1-0 to Hewlett, who goes to school in the same town that Valpo is from. Goes to the University of Pittsburgh, does Hewlett. Valpo, a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native. Runner going. The throw from the Duke catcher. Knight is in time. Lucas Stallman puts the tag on Wood in time. So the first caught stealing from the Newport Gulls tonight. And that's the first time all year that Chad Knight has caught a batter stealing on him, as he has played first base, DH, and catcher. Only a handful of games behind the dish. So not a ton of chances, but able to snag the lone runner there, as that one is belted out to center field. Backing up is Austin White, and he'll make a little bit of a bunny hop to snag it for out number 3. So no runs across for either side in the 6th inning, 2-2, and the play-by-play duties will be back over to Zach Letson, the voice of the Newport Gulls, when we come back for the top of the 7th.
Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam.
The Newport Gulls, raising the bar in summer collegiate baseball, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL's Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8. Purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The 2021 New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Newport Gulls at historic Cardines Field on Sunday, July 18th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Visit asg21.necbl.com for more information. You, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 12th, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star Team and suit up with the rest of the All-Stars on Sunday, July 18th in Newport. Fan voting will take place online at vote21.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 12th.
Head to the top of the 7th in a tie game. Thanks for joining us on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Zach Letson, Scott Gladstone, and Ryan Medeiros with you on a Monday night. And Newport making a call to the bullpen for the 2nd time tonight. It's Blake Mahmood that comes in for the Gulls. He is making his 4th appearance, has started twice for Newport, and has given up 7 earned runs, but a little deceiving because 6 of those came in 1 inning to the Ocean State Waves. But other than that, his looked good for Newport. First pitch comes in Anthony Gallison, the cleanup man. It's a strike. He last pitched against the Danbury Westerners in that 8-6 defeat and was great. Followed Kellen Tullio's 1-hit effort by allowing just 1 run unearned and striking out 4 over 2 innings. This pitch dips down low. It's 1-1 to the Elon Phoenix Gallisons, looking to reach base for the first time tonight. One. It's a soft chopper back to Mahmood, fields it cleanly, and throws over to first in time. There's 1 down. Oh, he can close the line on Logan Wood, Newport's first reliever tonight. He went 1 inning and was about as spotless as one can be. 1 shutout inning of baseball with 2 strikeouts. He's got 6 strikeouts over his last 3 innings of work in his last 2 innings that were both shutout appearances. And now Mahmood tasked with Tyson Cooper, who looks at a first pitch down low. Of course, Cooper in a little bit of a different spot tonight, playing second base for the first time all year as opposed to a catcher or DH spot. And he drives the 1-0 back out of play. It's 1-1.
Yeah, and the thing is nobody has really noticed, other than us mentioning a couple times on the broadcast, it hasn't been something to note, which is pretty much exactly what you want as an outfielder. You want everything to just be like clockwork, and Cooper hasn't been called on a ton at second base, but he's done everything asked of him thus far.
1-1 comes inside. He did reach base once tonight and scored the first run for the Bristol Blues. He reached on a hit by pitch, came around to score when Nate Vigent hit an RBI ground out later in the inning. That started the scoring here at Cardines Field. Now a 2-2 ball game. Looks at an 89-mile-per-hour fastball, but it's just too far in. And now it's 3-1.
Yeah, and I think that the aggressiveness base running from Tyson Cooper is the reason that first run scores. If he holds up at second on that single from Derigi, then who knows if Bristol Blues get 1 across? Who knows if more of the starting pitcher just is feeling it a little bit more, and 2 runs don't get across for the Bristol Blues. So that aggressiveness comes down and kind of becomes one of those key plays when he went and took third.
Swings and misses at the 3-1, a bit low, and now we've gone full. .178 hitter is Cooper. 3 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Hit back up the middle. Dawson Brigman on the backhand. Over to first, he got him. Nice play by the Santa Clara second baseman for the second out in the 7th. Well, now it's the man that's had about as much success as any Bristol Blue over the last 2 times that they have faced off. Brennan Derigi. 2 hits on Wednesday. How about 2 more tonight? 2 well-struck balls. And he came around to score in inning number 5 on a passed ball. At the moment, it gave Bristol a 2-1 lead. Newport has since tied things up. Look to drive this one, but hit back to the fence. It's quickly 0-1.
Yeah, Brendan Dorigi's just about good for one swing for the fences every at-bat. Usually the first one that he sees that he thinks will be in the zone, he gives a heavy swing to. And when he's made contact with him, he sent 2 balls out of the park. One of them that was almost in the Atlantic Ocean at Martha's Vineyard.
This pitch skips past Ceruto. It's now 1-1 to the first baseman. Comes from Wofford and Cherry Hills Village, Colorado. Was pretty good with the Terriers this past season. 30 games, a .297 hitter. 3 home runs and 26 RBI. 1-1 is a fastball too far inside, and it's 2-1 to Dorigi.
Yeah, he did have around 50 strikeouts for the Terriers this year, and that's something I look at for him. I mean, he is kind of one of those big hitters, and he's reined it in a little bit with the Bristol Blues this summer. I think that's exactly what he's trying to work on.
Pitch comes in and skips in the dirt, and it's a second batter in the inning that goes ahead 3-1 on Blake Mahmood. His last appearance, of course, in Newport's heartbreaking loss to Danbury, 8-6. But Newport had given up just 2 runs through the first 8 innings, and Mahmood a big reason why. As there's ball 4 to Brennan Dorigi, on base for a 3rd time tonight, and a 2-out base runner for Bristol.
Yeah, not a bad idea there from Mahmood, and probably getting similar singles from Ceruto to kind of pitch around Dorigi. Because you mentioned, for some reason, when the lights are on here in Newport, Dorigi has brought it, at least in the past week. He was a bright spot in the game last Wednesday, and obviously scored the second round of the game for the Bristol Blues today after his second base hit. So with 2 outs, why not just hand the ball over to Nate Vigent here?
Well, Vigent looks at a first pitch strike. Has had a big impact on this game, both at the plate and in the field. Of course, an RBI ground out that started the scoring, but was on the wrong side of a ball that bounced off his glove in the bottom of the 3rd. An error charge to Vigent and allowed Dawson Brigman to come around and score and tie the game at 1. On what was really a bizarre play on several parts. Runner on first in a tie game with 2 outs in the 7th. 0-1 pitch comes inside. It's 1-1 to Vigent.
Yeah, Dorigi did steal a base earlier, so I think Ceruto is well aware of that as well. The check over from Mahmood earlier, and there on that inside pitch, Ceruto popping up, making sure to look Dorigi back to first. Who knows if we'll be going soon.
1-1. It's a touch low to Vigent. Just misses the zone. And how about another Bristol Blue out ahead of Mahmood. Ball number 10. He has thrown 7 strikes. Looking for one more out to get us to stretch time. Throwing a close play at first, but Dorigi's able to dive back in safe.
Yeah, Nate Vigent's usually good for at least 4 pitches seen per plate appearance. I've brought this up to you before, but he still leads the team in pitches seen per plate appearance. He's about 4.5 on average.
It's the 2-1 back, and now it's an even 2-2 count to the now former Rhode Island College anchorman. Had quite the career there and was a part of the team that won the NECBL championship here at Cardines Field last summer, the Kettle Bottom. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it comes. It's hit the other way, in for a base hit into left field. Off and running was Dorigi, and he'll get to third without a throw. Nate Vigent, his first hit of the night, and it puts Bristol in business in the 7th.
Yeah, DeRigi timed that steal attempt perfectly because who knows if he would have stolen the bag, but, you know, the hit right before it makes it perfect so that he can just fairly easily run into third. Not much of a chance there for Jordan Rogers on that one. That was just kind of slowly hit there, and also the steal attempt vacated Guerrera from being able to have any chance to make a play at that ball in the hole there. So time for a quick conversation on the mound. 2 outs here. The Bristol Blues started the season miserably with 2 outs and runners on base and in scoring position. They've gotten better since, but these are the opportunities you need to take advantage of. Tyler Keith is going to have a big at-bat here.
Well, in a 2-2 game, Bristol's biggest opportunity tonight, and Newport a mound visit with pitching coach Greg Zackerson and the whole Newport infield talking to the Tulane Green Wave product, trying to settle him down for the moment. It is his ball game. Needs 1 more out. Now runners on the corners on first and third to work through. Keith, the batter for Bristol, is 0 for 2 tonight and grounded into what was a big 1-6-3 double play in inning number 5. Inning that Bristol was still able to push across one batter later on a passed ball. And Brendan DeRigi came around to score. He's looking to do that again. 90 feet away over at third. And again, a tie ball game. First pitch in on the outer part to Keith. It's 0-1. A run for Bristol in the second. And 1 more in the 5th. Newport scored in the 3rd and in the bottom half of that 5th to bring us here in a 2-2 score. Time a good stop by Peter Cerruto. Nearly had deja vu all over again. Instead it's 1-1 and DeRigi stays put at third.
Yeah, Nate Vigent only 2 steal attempts on the year. Has been caught once and has gone in successfully once. This will be a good chance with runners on the corners for him to possibly go.
Just gets a piece of the 1-1, and now Mahmoud a strike away from getting out of it.
You have to wonder if he goes back to arguably his best pitch here, the fastball. You can throw that pitch almost up to 93 miles an hour, so pretty good heat from Mahmoud.
DeRigi on third, Vigent on first. Big opportunity in a tie game. 1-2. In there for strike 3. A fastball, he got him looking, and that retires the side. A huge strikeout for Blake Mahmoud, keeps us even, 2-2, as it's time to stretch here at Cardines Field. Let's keep it here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'll toss things over to the Newport Gulls field reporter, Ryan Medeiros, to give us a look around the NECBL.
Well, let's play 2, Zach. We got 2 doubleheaders going on today. The Sanford Mainers defeated the Upper Valley Nighthawks 3-2 in their first game of their 2-game slate. And then now they're currently losing 7-4 to Upper Valley in the bottom of the 5th of their second game. The Ocean State Waves are going for the doubleheader sweep of the Martha's Vineyard Sharks. They won 7-4 earlier today and are currently beating the Waves through, or the Sharks, excuse me, through 4, 5-1 over Vineyard. 2 ongoing games currently right now. The Valley Blue Stocks are beating the Mystic Schooners 10-4 in the top of the 8th inning, and the North Adams are beating the Winnipesaukee Muskrats 3-0 through the top of the 6th inning.
Well, doubleheader, something that Newport is going to know something about on Monday of next week. They're going to be playing 2 here against Martha's Vineyard, a game that will be made up from opening night, what was supposed to be opening night at Cardines, a game that never happened because of rain, and, well, it might not be the only doubleheader this year for Newport, looking to make up games against Bristol and Danbury. The Bristol game will be made up on July the 19th. Danbury game is to be announced, because we just had a nice rendition, the national anthem here at Cardines Field.
Yeah, and let me tell you, Zach, all those doubleheaders were throwing me off in this update around the league. Lots of games going on today. I mean, how many do we add up there? That's 4 + 2, 7 games in the NECBL today, so can't complain about more baseball, am I right?
About as much as you could ask for. 12 out of the 14 teams in action, and 2 of them locked in a battle here at Cardines Field. Bristol 2 and Newport 2, and now it's Newport's turn here in the 7th. 8-9-1. Jordan Rogers, Spencer Smith and Kenny Oyama looks to break a 2-2 tie. Kevin Volpel in for his second inning of work. Throws the first pitch off speed pitch to Rogers. Outside, it's 1-0. Hit softly to Cooper. Throws over to first in time, and there's one down.
And that's the second baseman, Cooper. I know right there. Just like clockwork. Just, you know, who cares? You're behind the plate, you're DH and whatever. Coach, throw me at whatever position on the diamond you got. We might see him in center field next game. Who knows?
Well, both balls that were hitting his way were off the bat of Jordan Rogers. And there is out number one. And it brings up Spencer Smith for the Gulls, who is 0 for 1 today, but just as he's done a lot this year, walked back in the 5th. Looks at this pitch that gets the black. It's 0-1.
Long stare back at the home plate umpire there by Spencer Smith. Just questioning, trying to make sure he has the same strike zone that he thought he had when he was able to draw the walk last time out.
This is his 14th walk of the season. So this pitch skips back. He came around to score that tying run in inning number 5. It's been a great back and forth game between these two. One, there's a strike. This time he paints the inner part. Down low, it's 1-2 to Smith. A .319 hitter coming into tonight, and as we said, a .484 on base that leads the team. Waits on a breaking ball, and it just misses outside. It's 2-2. .16 pitches in is the Seton Hill pitcher Voppel. 2-2. Smith stays alive. We'll do it again. Top of the order to follow Smith for the 4th time tonight. With one out here in the 7th. Newport just one hit on the entire night. Came from Sam Cochran. But they are tied 2-2. And this one is hit the other way. It's going to take a weird roll, and there's the second hit of the night. Vision can't play it, and a base hit for Spencer Smith here in the 7th.
Well, Zach, that was just a cue shot right off the end of the bat. Took a funky hop, like you said, spinning away from the third baseman Vigent there. Nothing he could really do about that one.
You don't get a much more brutal skip than that, as we see here on the replay. Smith is aboard for the second time today. And now an opportunity for the Gulls. Kenny Oyama, the leadoff man, digs in. He is 0 for 3 tonight with 3 separate groundouts. 2 that were 3 unassisted, 1 that was hit back to the pitcher Moore. Takes a hack at pitch number 1, and that pitch will find its way onto America's Cup Avenue. 0 for 3 tonight, but he did find success against Bristol on Wednesday. 3 for 4. And Newport a hit parade on Wednesday, 14 of them. To go with a shutout performance on the mound, as the 0-1 dots the outer part of the plate.
Did you guys also feel that was a little bit more of an emphasis put on that by the home plate umpire there?
Maybe.
He really screamed that one. I guess when it's really close, you got to make yourself really known, because that one did not go right in the middle of the zone.
Now, of course, it's a borderline call in a nail-biting game. I think that definitely is when I would expect an umpire to maybe rise to the occasion with the kind of emotions that you see from home plate umpire Tyler Bullock tonight. As the 0-2 is fought off by Oyama. And we'll do it again.
You know, all that's well and good, but I don't think Oyama was too pleased.
I don't think this Newport Gulls crowd was too pleased either. A crowd that is stuck around here tonight. Packed house. Newport going for their 13th win. All knotted up, 2-2. As Oyama drives the 0-2 in a shallow right. Going back, it's going to get down for a base hit. Smith off and running. He'll get to third. Oyama sliding into second with a double. Kenny Oyama's biggest swing of the night puts the Gulls in business here in inning number 7.
You know, Zach, maybe it was just me, but it almost seemed like the outfielders, especially the right fielder, were playing especially shallow.
It looked like the trajectory of the baseball, well, excuse me for saying shallow right, that ball had some carry to it. And it gets down. Kenny Oyama does it again. And Newport runners on second and third.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't the only one who thought it was shallow there. I think Allison, like Ryan just said, completely was not playing too deep, and then he did not take off immediately to the gap there, was a little bit hesitant, and then finally realized that was going to be beyond him and beyond the glove of the center fielder White, and now it's time to have a quick conversation because that one was well hit by Oyama.
Newport's third hit of the night. They have 2 in this 7th inning after 1 in the first 6. And Bristol will chat things over. And it's the first mound visit of inning number 7, so doesn't necessarily guarantee a pitching change. Well, it's Dawson Brigman that'll try to break this tie for Newport. 2, 3, and 4. The exact part of the order that you want is it's Voppel's game to lose for the moment for Bristol.
Yeah, and this is a situation, I want to know what you guys think about the possibility of walking, the intentional walk here to Dawson Brigman. I think Ronnie Palmer's going to have a quick conversation with the home plate umpire, probably not to say that, but it is a situation where that is definitely a possibility. Wouldn't be a highly questioned possibility because you put the force out at home rather than having to pull the infield in, and then the possibility of a ball getting by the infield could mean not just 1 but 2 runs come home with a speedy Oyama at second.
Well, this is just a situation of pick your poison. Brigman and Cochran have both had fantastic seasons, so kind of just choose the better matchup. I personally would have taken the left-on-left matchup, but we'll see how it works out for Bristol.
And right on cue, it will be an intentional walk to Dawson Brigman to load the bases, and now it'll be Sam Cochran's opportunity to have.
I mean, you know, that's that was in play, and I don't know. I've taken enough bus rides with Ronnie Palmer to just read his mind a little bit, I guess. There, as you can see, he had that quick conversation with the home plate umpire, and probably said, kind of in a way, maybe that's some sort of mind game to wait for a second before telling the home plate umpire the official call and have the walk go ahead.
For the first time today, the bases are loaded. Sam Cochran looks at a first pitch. It's too far outside, and 1-0. He had Newport's very first hit tonight in the 5th, and also reached in the 3rd thanks to a walk. And not too many guys you'd rather have up. He's got 23 hits on the season, the best on the Newport Gulls. 1-0 is outside. There is nowhere to put the right fielder. And right now, Cochran's ahead 2-0.
You know, Scott, you alluded to this, but walking Brigman gives the Bristol Blues just so many more opportunities to get outs here. Obviously, the strikeout's still in play. They have the infielders playing up the middle at double play depth, and the corner guys on the grass.
2-0 is just a touch low. 3-0 to Sam Cochran.
But none of that matters if you walk in a run.
Nowhere to put him. Smith is on 3rd, Oyama on 2nd, and Brigman on 1st. And a tie game. 3-0. Get me over fastball. It just gets in there for strike number 1. 3-1. Newport looking to take their first lead of the night. It's been a closely contested game. They've got their biggest opportunity. 3-1 pitch. Lofted into center. Going back is White. He's there to make the catch. Tagging up is Smith. Throw coming to the plate. It's cut off by Derigi. And Newport takes the lead 3-2. A sacrifice fly, the second of the night for the Newport Gulls, gives them their first lead here on Monday night against Bristol.
The shortstop, number 6, Justin Guerrero.
And a chance to tack on more here with the leading RBI guy in the NECBL.
Now Justin Guerrera's turn. It's an opportunity for more with 2 on and 2 out. Oyama with a healthy lead off his second as the first pitch misses to Guerrera, 1-0. I don't know if you could say that Guerrera is due, but maybe you could. He's 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout and a pair of groundouts. After a sensational start to the season this summer, drives this deep into left field. This ball is out of here. Or is it? Now they'll play it in the infield as the umpires are saying that it's in play. What's the ruling? Looks like it'll be a double for Justin Guerrera.
Well, Zach, to give you a little bit of credit, it was up in the tree. It's hard to tell here at Cardines Field because those big trees out there actually overhang the fence. So that ball almost went through the branches and clanged off the top of the fence. Real tough call to make.
Got an replay here on our monitors. You can't get a whole lot closer than that. It's a double for Guerrera. And Newport has blown it open 6-2. Rather 5-2, excuse me. 2 runs came in to score.
And I think Ronnie Palmer's trying to say something here. I don't know what he would be saying because all I know is that at Muzzy Field, where the Bristol Blues play, there's a tree that overhangs the right field fence. If it hits the tree, it's out of the ballpark. I don't know exactly what the rules are here, and I wouldn't know why Ronnie Palmer would be arguing that.
I believe it is the same deal here. If you hit the branches or hit the tree, it should be a home run.
Yeah, and trying to see this replay. It looks like it went through the trees. Maybe Ronnie Palmer is saying that it is a ground rule double if it hits the trees. Which are like, a de facto double. Yes.
That's we
what he's saying.
got the ruling from Tyler Bullock. It stands as a double. And so a 2 RBI double. Excuse me, it's a ground rule double. So Brigman's going to go back to third.
Yeah, that's why that's important, because Brigman is also held to only being able to go 2 bases. And obviously Kevin Winter not happy with this.
Well, that's huge. The Branches could be playing to the advantage of Bristol now after what we saw the play. Brigman clearly scores on that if it's not a ground rule double. Instead, with the call, now you bring him back on the field to third base, and it takes a run off the board.
This to me is just a bizarre situation because you could have a ball hit about 500 feet, hit way up in a tree, and you're telling me it could come back into play for a ground rule double?
I think it's a judgment call by this umpiring crew, and we have seen home runs that are hit into the trees, and they're clearly home runs, and they're called as such. This one's a little tougher on a ball that it's borderline, and I will say we got the look on the monitor. It looked like by the trajectory of it that it was going to hit high off the wall. So that being said, it's a tough call, and it goes against Newport because now you bring a run off the board, and instead of 5-2, now it's 4-2 as Brigham goes back to third.
And this is one of those situations where if you're a Gulls fan, you're disappointed. If you're a Blues fan, you like the call. It's really just a win-lose situation.
I mean, the bottom line is coaches meet before, when they exchange lineup cards, they meet before the game, they exchange lineup cards, and the home coach goes over the rules of the field. This is in play, this is out of play, what happens if it hits this light pole, what happens if that hits that light pole.
Look at this. Well, we're going to say, is Dawson Brigman they're going to count the run.
And that's the right call, if we're being honest.
Well, but the right call is not to call it a ground rule double and then go back, because as an umpire you need to be 100% clear on what you're calling. And so right there saying, just not knowing there is what gets you into trouble as an umpire. That's the thing, to say, okay, that makes sense. So whatever Ronnie Palmer said made sense for a second. Maybe they talked about it beforehand. Maybe they said if it hits a tree, because the reason why that would be a ground rule double is if, a foreign object of some sort that an outfielder shouldn't be expected to play If it hits off a tree branch up there and goes all wonky, then it puts the outfielder in a tough position. So if somebody gets an inside the park home run off that, then it's like, okay, well, I didn't know what it was playable off the tree. That's why they have that in place. Of course, that runner was going to score from third no matter what. So then on the other side, obviously, I mean, if there was a situation where you could have it be a ground rule double, but the runner was automatically going to score, but, you know, it has to be a robotic outcome there. So I think probably the right call was made in terms of saying it was playable, it was a live ball, but I think you have to be frustrated with the umpire saying it's a ground rule double pretty confidently, and then turning around and whatever was said to changing it back, because the flip-flop, I think that frustrates all baseball fans.
And Scott, I have to agree with you, and I just to clarify what I said earlier, that I thought it was the right call. You said it perfectly right there. Brigman was going to score on that play. If the tree isn't there, that's going to hit the top of the fence. I think he was about at third base when that ball hit the fence. Great hustle play by him if the ball is in play. But you're right, it is a bad look when the umpires make a call, switch a call, make a call again. It's kind of back and forth. It comes across as a little bit wishy-washy.
Yeah, I mean, just whatever the meeting at home before the game, whatever is said at that meeting has to be followed through on. And, you know, we don't have mics there. We are not a part of that meeting. I don't know exactly. I'll probably ask Ronnie Palmer what the established rules of the field were before the game. But that's something where, whatever they were, Ronnie Palmer thought he had an argument, and obviously Kevin Winterud did not agree with that argument.
So it is a 5-2 game after, for a brief moment, we thought it was 4-2. Now it's 5-2. This umpiring crew comes to that conclusion, and it's a pitching change for the Bristol Blues. We're going to hand things over to Jaron Zinn.
Yeah, Jaron Zinn is somebody who appeared on Wednesday night here and threw actually really two good innings. They were the best innings of his season thus far, and especially for a guy that plays at Harvard, didn't get a spring season. Really solid for him, and not only did he throw two good innings, he was hitting 96 on the gun, which is really impressive. We've seen a couple Ivy League pitchers, one named Rohan Honda, who has really upped his draft potential because of his speed that he's hitting on the gun and because he was pitching really well for the Mystic Schooners. Jaron Zinn, not up to that caliber yet, but if he continues hitting 96 on the gun and continues pitching shutout baseball, which he did versus a red-hot Newport Gulls team on Wednesday night, he might be climbing up and popping on some team's radar.
Well, 5 of his last 6 outings have been scoreless, and he's tasked with Matt Wood, and now it's a 3-run game here at Cardines Field, who swings and misses at the first pitch.
Yeah, and something to go back to, we do see the downside of walking, of that intentional walk that we had all the way back there. The perfect situation is you get a double play right after that. Boom, it works out perfectly. The opposite situation is that run ends up scoring, and that's exactly what happened.
In a very controversial fashion at that, Brigman scores a 2 RBI double for Justin Guerrera, high off of that wall, and now he stands on second base, and it's 0-2 to Wood. 2 runs on 4 hits for Bristol, and Newport's got that same hit total. 4 hits, but they've got 5 on the board in the run department. 0-2 to Matt Wood. It's a little bit of chin music, gets past Knight, and easily Justin Guerrera has third base. Be a pass ball from Chad Knight, and it puts potential run number 6 90 feet away. Newport has found the breakthrough inning in the home half of the 7th. 3 runs, thanks in large part to the controversial play we just saw. As the 1-2 misses down low, it's 2-2 to Wood. Newport came into this inning with 1 hit for the entire night. Spencer Smith and Kenny Oyama and Justin Guerrera have all since picked up base knocks as Wood swings and misses at the 2-2 for strike number 3. That finally ends the home half of the 7th, not before Newport makes a big strike, striking for 3 runs and taking a 5-2 lead. Head to the 8th here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The NECBL's broadcast network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, mobile device, as well as your Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or Android TV device. Enjoy single-day passes for just $8. Purchase a weekly subscription for $20, a monthly pass for $40, or an all-season pass for $80. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The 2021 New England League All-Star Game will be hosted by the Newport Gulls at historic Cardines Field on Sunday, July 18th. Join the NECBL's best as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every MLB organization at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. Visit asg21.necbl.com for more information. You, our loyal fans, will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 12th, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star Team and suit up with the rest of the All-Stars on Sunday, July 18th in Newport. Fan voting will take place online at vote21.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 12th. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field.
After a wild end to inning number 7, Newport scores 3, and they have their first lead of the night. It's a call to the bullpen for Newport that turns things over to Bo Broody. First pitch scoring around is Lucas Stallman, the 9-hitter, on a pitch that's outside, 1-0. Broody is making appearance number 6 with the Newport Gulls this year. That is tied for second with the team as Stallman swings and misses at the 1-0. He's pitched 6 1/3 and struck out 7, walked 6. 6 runs to his name as this pitch comes in way inside to Stallman, who hits the deck, able to avoid it. Pitching in his first game since Newport fell at home to the Danbury Westerners, he went 1 inning and pitched a scoreless frame. And what was a pitcher's duel then? And what was a pitcher's duel so far in this game until Newport was able to find some offense last inning. As the 2-1 dots the upper part, it's 2-2 to the Boston College Eagle Lucas Stallman, who's 0 for 2 tonight with a line out and a ground out. Swings and misses at the 2-2. Nastiness from Bo Broody, and there's out number 1.
2 things Broody does really well: strikes out batters and limits the home run ball. In 40 and 2/3 career innings pitched at URI, he has allowed just 1 long ball. That's a .2 home run per 9 inning ratio.
The question, though, Ryan, is does he limit the tree ball? 'Cause that's important here.
That is a timely question. That is a very timely question, Scott.
Yeah, sabermetrics change a little bit when you come out to Cardines Field. Not really the same. It's the top of the order for the Bristol Blues and Austin White, who looks at a first pitch outside. Well, it doesn't get much closer than the play we saw off the bat of Justin Guerrera. Close to a grand slam, turned into a 2 RBI double as White makes hard contact, but it's right to Dawson Brigman, and there's out number 2. Two up and 2 down for Broody to begin his outing. Now we'll face Chris Davis.
1 for 3 tonight, one of the 4 Bristol Blues hits tonight. That's the same total that they had in the 8-0 loss here last Wednesday. But bit of a different game here tonight. That one all goals, 14 hits for Newport, 4 for Bristol. In the first Newport Gulls shutout of the 2021 summer. Now he does have one of the 4 hits. It was the first of the night, but he was gunned down at second base. Sam Cochran fielded and threw a dart to Justin Guerrera and helped form what was a 1-2-3 inning for the starter Grayson Moore. As the 2-0 gets the upper part of the plate. It's 2-1. Davis 1-2, Duke Blue Devils in this lineup. Swings at the 2-1 and hits it back to the net. It's 2-2. Along with Chad Knight, who hits right behind him, hitting third. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Soft tapper, and it goes foul. No play for Ceruto. And we'll do it again. Deuces wild. Bristol looking for a response. They trail for the first time tonight. Looking to avoid an 18th loss this season. But Davis swings and misses at the 2-2. That's strike 3. Bo Broody, calm, cool, and collected here in the top of the 8th. 2 punch-outs and a 1-2-3 frame as we head to the home half of the 8th. 5-2 goals on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Our loyal fans will be selecting 2 players to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 12th, fans will be able to vote for the final All-Star for each of the North and South Division teams. The player from each division with the most votes will be named to the NECBL All-Star Team and suit up with the rest of the All-Stars on Sunday, July 18th in Newport. Fan voting will take place online at vote21.necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 12th. Zephyr is the official on-field cap of the NECBL. Also known as the Z-Hats, Zephyr is the authentic college hat with a loyal following of those who only wear the Z. Zephyr makes hats for over 800 colleges and channels that same energy and creativity into building custom hats of all types for pro sports teams, clothing brands, and companies everywhere. Make sure you pick up your Newport Gulls official on-field cap today.
Want to know more about Newport Gulls broadcasts? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com.
Welcome you back here to Cardines Field. 5-2 goals on top. 3 outs away from a 4th win against the Bristol Blues in 2021. And a chance for some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th before they'll look for the 3 final outs of this one. It's Peter Ceruto, Bryce Hewlett, and Jordan Rogers that'll look to do just that. 6, 7, and 8 for Newport. The Rutgers catcher did reach once in the 4th inning via fielder's choice. Looks out a first pitch down low. It's 1-0. It's 0 for 2 otherwise today. As the 1-0 comes in, a fastball from Jaron Zinn, reliever number 2 tonight for Bristol. It's 2-0. He got the final out for the Blues in that bizarre end to the bottom of the 7th. As Ceruto fights off a fastball, it's in 90 miles an hour from Zinn, who we have seen hit north of 95 here at Cardines Field. He replaces Kevin Voppel, who give you the final line, an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, and 3 runs, all of which were earned with 1 walk and no strikeouts. Currently in line for the loss, as Cerruto takes a big swing and miss at the 2-1 and counts even at 2-2. Looking for his first hit against the Bristol Blues is Cerruto, but he's had a really second successful season here with Newport. And this is second go-around with the Newport Gulls. Tried holding up his swing. There's a called strike 3. A breaking ball out of the arm of Jaron Zinn. Works to perfection. There's 1 down.
He had quite a conversation there with the home plate umpire, Tyler Bullock. I mean, he knows the strike zone better than anybody because he's been behind the plate for half the game. So obviously not very happy with that called strike 3 there.
Now when Cerruto is upset about something, I'll let you know about it. Now it's Bryce Hewlett. At a first pitch, it's a fastball upstairs, and we were up in Wakefield, of course, the Rhode Island rivalry, and it was a great night for Ocean State. They come out on top 12-1 against Newport and sent an extra runner with them already up 11 runs to the plate. And Cerruto tagged him out and was not a huge fan of the aggressive base running with Newport down 11 runs already. Which you can understand a little bit.
The unwritten rules of baseball. It's so funny seeing who prescribes to them and who doesn't like them, especially in a little bit of a rivalry game there.
Hewlett can't hold up his swing on the 2-0. It's 2-1, and someone I'd have to say, definitely one of the more competitors on. Someone who's definitely a competitor on this Newport Gulls team a lot. Maybe one of the more so guys in that situation on the squad. 2-1. Another huge hack and a miss from Hewlett. It's 2-2.
Yeah, and I mean, you need you need to find a good balance on every team. You can't have everybody, letting people hear about it and willing to get into crazy stuff.
Another big swing and miss from Hewlett. This time for strike number 3. High heat from Jaron Zinn, and he has 2 strikeouts here in the bottom of the 8th.
But at the same time, having a guy like Cerruto that is willing, whether it's a blowout against you or for you, to make sure that the team is heard vocally is always nice to have that kind of glue, especially at the catcher position, which is kind of one of those key positions on the team, especially vocally.
Jordan Rogers, it's the first pitch right back near us. Definitely something you got to get used to here at Cardines Field and try not to flinch.
Was that a little shot at me, Zach?
Just maybe it was. 0-1 drops in. No thank you, says Jordan Rogers, and he's right. It's a ball down low. It's 1-1.
Speaking of not flinching, that was an easy pitch to lay off for Rogers.
Yeah, especially when Jaron Zinn's just come out attacking the zone. In both of his outings here at Newport, he's done that.
This pitch, high and tight. Chin music to.
I bet he's glad he flinched on that one.
Yeah, that one. I mentioned Jaron Zinn last time he's here was cracking 96. I don't know what that one was, but it probably would not have felt good if he didn't flinch on it.
Another fastball out of the arm of Zinn. It misses again, and now it's 3-1. Rogers looking to reach base for the first time tonight. He's a pitch away from doing so, potentially on a ball. 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout. As that gets the top part of the plate, and now we've gone full.
I don't know about that one. I thought the second pitch that Ryan was applauding Rogers for laying off of, I thought that one was a lot closer than that one right there. But nevertheless, they all balance out, right, and we go full.
Payoff pitch coming. Swing and a miss from Rogers for strike 3. Jaron Zinn strikes out the side in the bottom of the 8th as Newport goes 1-2-3. The Gulls are 3 outs away from a victory. But before we go away,
Let's keep it here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Toss it over to Ryan Medeiros for one final look around scores from the NECBL.
All right, well, thanks, Zach. Let's hope this one goes a little smoother than last time. We got a couple games that I already mentioned that were final. Let's look at the games that have just come final. Upper Valley defeated Sanford 7-4 to split that doubleheader today. Valley defeated Mystic 12-7. That gives Valley a 13-8 record on the season. Look for them at the top of the Southern Division standings. For the ongoing games, the Ocean State Waves still lead Vineyard 5-1 here in the bottom of the 6th, and North Adams still leads Winnipesaukee 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th.
3 outs away from a victory is Newport here, looking for their 13th of the season in front of what's still left of a pretty good crowd here at Cardines Field. The total in front of the goals here at the City by the Sea, 2,776. As we head to the 9th, and Kevin Winterode one more time will go to the bullpen for the 4th time tonight. It's Grant Umberger out of the pen for the goals. Out of Virginia Tech, he has been sensational for Kevin Winterode this season. This is his 5th game. He has started once, has pitched 8 innings for Newport, and has given up just 2 earned runs. But the impressive line, as we were just talking about Jaron Zinn striking out the side, 17 strikeouts in 8 innings pitched. That means that 17 of the 21 outs that he has gotten have been via the strikeout, including against Danbury when he struck out the side in his last outing. He will look to put the finishing touches on this one for the goals.
Yeah, and he's also up against a Bristol squad that it would be a first if I saw them put in really any muster of a sort of comeback attempt here in the 9th inning. They've had good rallies in the 6th. They've had good rallies in the 7th. They've had mini rallies in the 8th. They really have not put up much of a fight in the 9th inning against teams, and it's part of the reason why that they are possibly going to continue their newfound losing streak here.
Well, he is pitching for the 2nd time against the Bristol Blues. His only start came in that 7-5 win over Bristol here at home. He was the South Coast South player of the game and gave up 1 earned run, did not allow a hit, and struck out 8 batters in that game. Dominant performance there, and I'll look to do the same against the Bristol Blues, who will send up 3-4-5 in their last gasp to try to avoid their 18th loss this summer. Chad Knight will look to get the rally started with his bright colored bat. As Cerruto will have one final chat with the pitcher Umberger. And we're about set for the top of the 9th. Knight, Gallison, and Cooper, the last hope.
Was that a Star Wars night? Was that an unintentional Star Wars night pun there, the last hope?
It certainly was unintentional, I'll give you that. We'll take them, though.
I was thinking of one, and then you said that, and it clicked. It clicked right here on Star Wars night.
Well, it works with, I mean, someone who's holding the lightsaber at the plate if I've ever seen one. The brightest colored bat I think I have seen by a hitter here at Cardines Field this year. As Knight drives the 1-0 back up the middle, Brigman flips over to first, makes it look easy. Just like that, there's one gone. Well, it hit the lip of the mound, it looked like, but couldn't have been made look easier by Dawson Brigman, fielded on a couple hops. And Newport is now 2 outs away. Now it's Anthony Gallison, who had a hit against Newport on Wednesday, but does not have one tonight, as this one gets away from Cerruto. And it's just the 5th out Grant Umberger has gotten this season, not by way of the K. 17 of them by Fanning hitters, including 8 Bristol hitters in his only start this season. 0 for 3 tonight is Gallison. 2 groundouts and a lineout. 1-0 is too far outside. Now it's 2-0 to the Elon Phoenix right fielder.
2-0 is a fastball, and that's too high. It's 3-0 to Anthony Gallison. He's got 4 walks on the season coming into tonight. And doesn't offer at all at the 3-0. Was ready to take his base, but that pitch was in the zone. It's 3-1. Three-one pitch. He's skied in the air, but it's going to go foul onto the corner of America's Cup in West Marlborough Street. Bristol yet to score since the 5th. They scored in the 2nd and the 5th inning. Newport in the 3rd and the 5th before a big 3-run 7th. That is the difference in this game right now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch is lined into right field. This ball's going to get down. Anthony Gallison with a base hit here in the 9th. One that Bristol desperately needed here in their last gasp.
The second baseman, number 4.
Well, now it's Tyson Cooper's turn. He's looking for his first hit tonight. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the 2nd. And playing at second base tonight for Bristol. Look to keep the rally going. He lines the first pitch he sees into right. Cochran looking to battle the lights, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch and a line out to Sam Cochran. A big second out. The Gulls are 1 out away.
And wouldn't it be ironic that you come in talking about the strikeouts from Umberger, and of course, you know, the Bristol Blues do what not a lot of teams have, not even what they did against Umberger, is put the ball into play. Two times it's been outs, one to Brigman and one to Cochran, but still just being able to put it in play is a feat in itself against Grant Umberger.
Well, Brennan Zarigi is the only batter to not get out at least once tonight for Bristol, and he needs to do that to keep this game going. First pitch is a touch inside. It's 1-0. Singles in the 2nd and 5th inning. And the big one came in the 5th when he ended up coming around to score on a passed ball. That was Bristol's last run. Newport's got 4 unanswered since. Tried holding up his swing. Well, the umpire will say that that's a strike.
Yeah, I mean, I think he didn't call that was a swinging strike. He said
so
that was in the zone, but it looked a little high to me.
Just a little bit, huh?
I think he just forgot to do the swinging strike. Must have.
1-1 to Derigi. Here it comes. In the dirt, good stop by Ceruto. 2-1 to the first baseman. Tying run potentially on deck in the form of Nate Vigent. He can't tie the game with one swing of the backhand to Derigi, but can pass the baton. 2-1. In there for a strike, and the count is even at 2-2. This is the man you'd want up if you're Bristol. 5 hits the last 2 games between these two. They need another one right here. Newport 1 strike away from a victory. The speedy Gallison takes his lead off of first. Two. Game over. Swing and a miss from Derigi. And that wraps things up. Newport wins for the 4th time against the Bristol Blues this season by a score of 5-2. We'll break it all down for you on the Gulls post-game show. Coming up next, don't go away.
Franklin Sports is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England League. This summer, the NECBL and its 14 organizations join over 200 major leaguers by wearing custom Franklin batting gloves as members of the Franklin family. To design your own custom pair of batting gloves, visit franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin is the official batting glove of the New England League.
Want to know more about Newport Gulls broadcasts? Have a question, comment, or suggestion? Email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Our all-volunteer crew strives to produce the highest quality broadcast possible, and we want to know how we're doing. Be a part of Newport Gulls broadcast and let us know what you think by sending an email to broadcast@newportgulls.com.
The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. The Newport Gulls broadcast network features 7 high-definition cameras, graphics, instant replay, and extended pregame and postgame coverage. Watch the Gulls all season long every Friday night on YourView New England. Be sure to follow the Gulls all season long on our social media accounts at Newport Gulls on Twitter and Instagram, and Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and subscribe on YouTube.com/Newport Gulls for the latest video highlights and exclusive interviews. Stay tuned for the Newport Gulls postgame report, next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
For the 4th time in the summer of 2021, the Newport Gulls come out on top against the Bristol Blues, picking up their 13th win of the season by a final score tonight of 5-2. With that, we welcome you to the Newport Gulls postgame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Zach Letson joined alongside the voice of the Bristol Blues, Scott Gladstone, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros. And it was another close one between these two. Not something we saw last Wednesday, but something we've definitely seen throughout the year and the 4 contests between these two. But that 7th inning was really the difference.
Yeah, and it's the second straight night where the Blues play a really good opponent. They had the Valley Blue Sox last night, and it's the second straight night where they out-hit their opponent and they fall. And yeah, I mean, I don't even need to know where to go from here. This is my 4th game broadcasting with you, Zach, and every time afterwards, I've been talking about a loss, and it's not just against Newport; it's against a lot of teams in this league. And I mean, you know, these guys just need to realize that you can't wait till the playoffs to turn it on. Just because everybody makes it this year, you got to find some sort of momentum to bring in, and you know, it was really that bottom of the 7th. It was, you know, a sac fly and then that big tree shot from Justin Guerrero that made the difference. And, you know, you take those two hits off the table, not even a hit, a sac fly, and then that hit off the table, and it's a completely different ball game. But there were still moments from the very get-go when Davis tried to stretch a single into a double, when you know, the E5 from Nate Vision, just stuff like that. Those little errors add up over the course of a game, and yeah, I mean, it's tough, but this team needs to figure out a way to put 9 innings together, because you saw, other than that bottom of the 7th, pretty solid, you know, half, 2/3 of a game of baseball, but you know, they're 4-18 right now, and looking to find something to get them on the right track.
Well, you mentioned there are some bright spots tonight for Bristol. They had the lead twice in this game. They opened the scoring in the 2nd inning off an RBI ground out from Nate Vision. That got the scoring started. And Bristol took the lead in the 5th when Brendan Zarigi scored on a pass ball. But other than that, it was the Newport Gulls tonight who scored in the 3rd to tie it, scored in the 5th to tie it once more, and then the 3-run spot for Newport. It's another tough loss to swallow if you're Bristol, and kind of tough to, like you said, find a direction of where to go after losing for the 4th time to the Gulls.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, the Blues are supposed to have 2 off days. There might be a rescheduled game with Valley somewhere in there, but they got to find a way to take advantage of the 2 off days. For the pitchers, it's going to be nice. You mentioned it with a couple unexpected off days for Newport, just taking advantage, coming in, having a full bullpen. But, you know, these guys have to go back. They have to look at the film. There's, you know, great film put out, obviously, just from the broadcast here, but also with Synergy doing so much. You can see your swing from every angle. Pitchers can see their pitch from every angle. And I mean, you got to go in and you got to find out how to get better. How can we take what we did today well, continue to do that, but also take all the things that we didn't do well and turn that around? And it's going in. It's throwing live pens with the catchers. It's taking, you know, a lot of hacks in the batting cages and just trying to figure it out on these off days, because there's not a lot of off days left. And if these Blues players, pitchers and batters, want to turn it around, they're going to have to take advantage of the off days and find some momentum there and turn them into positive notes, hopefully wins on game day.
Meanwhile, for Newport, it's a big win, Ryan, for the Gulls. Their 3rd straight win, and really in large part, as we said, to that 7th inning, a bizarre play, but it got the job done. Tonight for Newport.
Yeah, ironically, Zach, this wasn't one of those Newport Gulls wins we saw at Cardines all at the start of the year. Only 4 hits tonight. We were seeing double digits hits nights for the Newport Gulls earlier in the season. Only 4 hits, as I mentioned tonight. But they found other ways to manufacture runs, a lot of times capitalizing on the Blues' errors. Again, as Scott said, this is a team that's 4-18, so it's not like it's a miraculous win for Newport, but it's one that they'll take. These are the type of games that you have to win in order to stay at first place, and that's exactly what they've done. They're 13-7, just a half game up of the Valley Blue Sox.
So 13-7 are the Gulls, 4-18 are the Bristol Blues. That'll do it for our coverage for up here. Scott and I, you got a long drive back to Bristol. It's over 2 hours' time, a drive that we've done to Muzzy Field. So we'll step aside and hand things over to Ryan Medeiros to take us through this game and other scores around the NECBL. Ryan, take it away.
Thanks so much, Zach. Another win for the Newport Gulls tonight. They'll certainly take this one, even though it was against a team of a little bit of a lower caliber this season. Obviously, the Blues, as I mentioned, in last place, 4-18. But again, these are the type of games they have to win if you're a Newport Gull. Great win for the Gulls. Again, let's look at some offensive guys, notable offensive performers. Matt Wood, 3 walks on the night, 380. You know, that reflects the 384 on base he had at Penn this year, 19 walks, so he's continuing to get on base this summer. Great sign for him. Another notable offensive performer, Sam Cochran, drove in the go-ahead RBI with a sac fly. Also had a hit and walk on the night. Justin Guerrero with the ringing 2 RBI double. Up in the tree, a little bit of a controversial call there, but I think the umpires made the right call in the end on that play, added on some key insurance runs for the Newport Gulls in that inning. Let's look at Dawson Brigman, arguably one of the players, if not the player of the game. A hit by pitch and stolen base in his first at-bat, and his second at-bat, a walk and a stolen base. A sac fly to tie the game at 2 apiece, and an intentional walk and run in that huge bottom of the 7th inning for the Newport Gulls. Spencer Smith at the bottom of the lineup, all through the Gulls lineup. I mentioned this before the game. Just deep lineup the Newport Gulls have. Spencer Smith down in the 9-hole, had a hit, a walk, 2 runs, and a stolen base. You'll take that all day from the guys at the bottom of the lineup. Spencer Smith out of the 9-hole. Great performance for him. Kenny Oyama setting the table at the top of the order, continued his streak with a hit and a run. Let's look at the starting pitcher side of the game. Couldn't ask for more out of these 2 starters. Again, I go with the puns. Grayson Moore, 5 innings pitched, 2 runs, only 1 earned, and 2 strikeouts. Solid performance again. The Bristol Blues aren't surely not an offensive force, but it was nice to see him rebound and throw 5 innings after the concerning outing last time he gave up. He got unraveled a little bit in the 4th inning his last start. To see him go 5, giving up just 1 earned was a positive note there. Let's talk about the Blues starting pitcher, Jack Moore. 5 innings pitched, a solid outing for him. Just 1 hit we saw in the 5th inning. 2 runs, 1 earned for him as well, and 4 strikeouts on the day for the other Moore tonight. Let's look at the Gulls bullpen. I mentioned before the game, the Gulls bullpen had been pitching well over their past 3 games. They had thrown, in the 9 innings they had pitched, they had given up only 2 runs. That was a 2 ERA over that 9-inning stretch for the Newport Gulls. As you hear the fireworks going off behind us, a little way to celebrate the Newport Gulls win on this following the 4th of July, a little post-4th of July celebration here on the 5th of July. But let's look at the bullpen. Scoreless innings from Logan Wood, Blake Mahmood, Bo Broody, and Grant Umberger wrapped up the night. And let's send it down to Zach with the player of the game.
Here with Dawson Brigman and Justin Guerrero after Newport comes on top for the 4th time this season against the Bristol Blues by a score of 5-2. Justin, I'll start with you. That was a bizarre 7th inning. It was the difference in this game. 3 runs and on a big swing for you to get that 2 RBI double. What allowed you to connect on that big hit?
Really just saw the ball well. I was struggling a little bit earlier in the game. I was seeing the ball well, just not having a lot of results. So I was able to get a good pitch to hit and really put a good swing on it.
And Dawson, for you, I know that's a strange play for you to be on. We saw that you had gone back to third and then ended up scoring. What was that discussion for you like between the home plate umpires? I know you were also talking to Kevin Winterode. What was that whole interaction like for you?
Yeah, the confusion was when it went up into the trees. They got the call wrong because the umpires thought that it was a ground roll double off the trees out there. So off the bat, I was like, all right, that has to be a home run or a double off the wall, and I didn't really understand it, so I was confused as well. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. We're glad. I'm glad we got the result. You know what I'm saying, that we wanted the 2 runs and obviously the double. So good stuff.
Well, you didn't register an at bat tonight, but played a huge part in this game for Newport. Hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. You hit a sacrifice fly. What does that say about the type of hitter that you are, that you can have such a big impact on the game besides what the stats maybe will say?
Yeah, that's what it's all about, just trying to do what you can with what you got. And, I think in those situations, just trying to do something simple, put it in play, and hope it goes your way. That's about all you can do. So that's really what I'm focused on. And, that's pretty much it. And then on the bags, obviously, I try to get the extra 90 and set us up for another run. So that's pretty much it, yeah.
Well, Justin, you're someone that's been at the core of this offense throughout the entire season. 6 home runs and 18 RBI coming into tonight, up to 20 with that 2 RBI double. How do you guys continue this as you get ready for Mystic on Wednesday?
I think we just got to stay locked in, just really keep putting good swings on the ball and really just study the opposing pitchers and just keep playing good defense. And our pitching's been doing really well as of late, and we just got to keep scoring runs for them.
All right, well, thank you to the both of you, and enjoy the off day tomorrow. We'll see you guys both back here on Wednesday. So that will do it for us tonight for our coverage from Cardines Field as Newport comes out on top by a score of 5-2. And I'd like to thank Scott Gladstone, the broadcaster for the Bristol Blues, and the field reporter for the Newport Gulls, Ryan Medeiros. For my producer, Tom Lima, I'm Zach Letson saying so long. Newport wins 5-2. We'll see you here on Wednesday against the Mystic Schooners.